Welcome. I thought Shadow was going to say something, but I'll just do it. It's fine. Welcome
I,
to
I,
Bro.
I was going
Welcome
to leave
to
it to you. I can do it. I can do
no.
it.
Welcome to
Welcome back,
Freljord
everybody,
versus.
to Runeterra Rising. We suck at this.
Perfect
It's
teamwork.
never a stream without scuff. Yeah, exactly, guys. We clearly rehearsed this. But welcome back, everybody, to Runeterra Rising. We've got a great match ahead of us: the Freljord versus the Shurimas. And I mean, this should be a good one. I've heard
For
that a
sure.
lot of matches are going to one. Some early season matches that have been absolutely bangers. Hopefully, we can get another one here tonight. But what are you most excited for this match?
I mean, as a Shurima player in lower, I have to support my team in Shurima. But in this Freljord team, there's a few of my good buddies. So I have to be what you call it, like neutral, but there is one team I prefer to win.
Fair enough. I'm only here for some good League of Legends. That's what I want to see here. But
For sure.
it should be an interesting one. Now, do you have any? I mean, you mentioned you know these players well. Do you have any insider info you could share with us about this matchup?
I mean, I've screamed the middle Shurima team with my team, and we got completely shit stomped. I think we had like 3 games we played, we had 17 kills total in 3 games, and we had 2 towers. They've completely demolished us. Spoopit on top lane was a maniac. Their mid laner, who was subbing in, was a maniac. Their AD was a maniac. Everyone's a maniac. But on the other side, on Freljord, I've heard stories about Capybara. I've heard stories about Murmur in in-houses. I've played with Murmur in in-houses. And their jungler, although he might be the lowest rank in their team, I've played with him in previous tournaments, and this guy has the best vibes you can get in a team, and that's all you need in these tournaments.
Fair enough. I mean, it should be a good one, especially if teams are showing strength early on in the season. Obviously, it's not the longest of seasons, but if you already have that chemistry going, you're going to be in a pretty good spot. At least early on. And so I definitely think this comes down to which team has kind of been putting in more work together, has some more synergy and experience with each other. But we'll just have to wait and see who that team really is.
For sure. And I think both teams have been very active in in-houses, in scrims, in everything that goes around. And I'm very excited to see what's going to happen this match, because you never know what team's going to have an upset, what team will just run it for no reason, and what team is going to run the game and actually win it and take it home.
Fair enough, and definitely going to be. It should be. I hope for a great matchup here. Uh, Nobody is a fan of a quick sweep, except for one person. The team that gets the sweep. I mean, that's the only team that says, "Yeah, we want to sweep." Everyone else, we just want to see some good League of Legends, some intense, close action. It's going to be a lot of fun to see what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. And Shadow, I think you've prepared and looked at like the OPGGs of the other players. What player are you most looking forward to seeing in this game?
Honestly, I think it's going to be the ADCs. The more I cast League of Legends, like, yes, it's easy to say ADC, but the ADC is kind of the role where if you misstep, I feel like you get punished the heaviest, as you are very squishy, and your team, I mean, you're crucial to your team in the fight, and it's not like mid lane. Mid laner, if they overstep, mag dump all their abilities, and they still get their effect felt as they blow one person up before they die. If you're the ADC and you overstep, you're getting like two shots off and you're dead. And so I think it's quite important for these ADCs to make sure they're not overstepping. And we've, at least from my personal experience casting for this league and casting for other leagues, I mean, when the ADC oversteps, things don't really go your way. So gotta be careful of that. That's my biggest thing is these ADCs.
For sure. And when you have, uh, especially with Capybara and who's the other AD? Let me check. Let me check. And Monty as ADs, you will know it's a hype matchup. Capybara, what I've
Yeah.
heard, the stories I've heard, this person's a maniac, completely crazy on on champions like Caitlyn, Ezreal, Ash, any AD. They can win you the game. But at the same time, Monty on his Ash, Monty on his Kaisa is just so consistent and just so, yeah, so good for the team to have. So you'll never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. And I mean, we're just waiting for the players to be ready to go. Have a little bit of a delay. Sometimes people forget to set their clocks, is all I'm going to say. But I mean, as we wait to get into this one, what players do you have your eye on outside of the ADCs? I should say.
I mean, from my history with this player, from what I've seen this player do in the in-houses, I am looking forward to what Murmur is going to show today, because I've not seen him play actually competitive ever, but I've seen him play, and the games he's played, he's been crazy good. So we'll see.
Definitely going to have to wait and see. But I mean, we can take a look at the point standings. Zon looking pretty good up there at the top, feeling really good.
For
But
sure.
you can see that, I mean, it's not like they're alone. Just got word from our producer. Tuba messed something up again. You know what to do, people. NA production. NA production. Spam it in the chat. Help me piss off Tuba, and he's not going to bring me back ever again.
Yep.
Please
No,
spam
and
NA production. It really helps me piss off Tuba. It's my
that's the
goal.
most important part about this tournament, that there's three different teams that you need to perform to do well in this tournament.
Mhm.
And you might have the best upper team, but if your team in lower is complete doo doo, you're still gonna lose. You're still not gonna go through. And that's what we're gonna see in these other games also. If your team is good, like what they have in Freljord, if their middle bracket is so good as what I'm seeing, can the rest of the brackets keep up? Or will they be left behind?
Yeah, that is a good point, and I think it's an interesting format because it encourages people to go down and help coach the lower ranks. But the question is, are the guys coachable? I've competed in some other video games, and I can tell you there are guys who are absolutely uncoachable. Here's a proper point standings. Piltover is looking the best so far. Thank you to our wonderful producer for fixing things. Uh, so far, not so good for some regions. So far, so good for others. We gotta
For
definitely see a
sure.
bounce back going into week two. But we have one of our final games of week one here, and Shurima and Freljord have a lot of time to make a little bit of a comeback here.
And for sure, with Shurima playing right now, the points are very valuable. These points, they can shoot them all the way up to second place if they win. So for the Shuriman
Hmm.
team, which is my team, come on, boys, show them what you can do. Show them what you're worth.
I think we have a biased caster here. Definitely going to be interesting. I mean, biased caster, but also harsh caster, because that means you're going to be a lot harsher on them when they're losing. And I think I know what champion you were telling them to pick today. I'm sure you're in there last night. Ramus, Ramus, Ramus,
I have
Ramus.
not said a word to my middle bracket team. They are so much better than our team, and that just shows how big the gap between lower and middle bracket is. I think,
Fair enough.
uh, yeah, these teams are both mega good, and we'll have to see. And especially in draft, I'm looking forward to what champions they're going to draft for both teams, because both teams have some standout champions they play, and who's going to get banned, who's going to get picked, we'll never know until we see draft.
Yeah, I do have word the draft is coming up shortly. I'm just gonna have to wait a tad bit longer. And unfortunately, the players were not aware of when they were playing their game. I've been in this situation before, but it should be easy. It should be pretty easy once they get in here. Definitely, you start off a little bit rattled, but then you get
For
in, you
sure.
get the game under your belt, and you feel much better.
Hmm. And if you would have to say one champion you're looking forward to see today, Shadow, what would it be?
Well, as a Nico lover, I am biased, and I always want to see a Nico. But I mean, there's never a champion I'm specifically like, hey, I want to see this until we get to the draft stage. Speaking of the draft stage, that is exactly what we're getting into. But I overall want to see some good League of Legends. What
For
champion do
sure.
you want to see?
Let me just quickly scoot the camera slightly. I think it's pretty obvious. I don't think we'll see it today, besides the one Scrabby game. But if this guy gets picked and you can see it on the logo of Shi'lo, I'll be more than okay. But as we can see,
Fair
the
enough.
Caitlyn, Briar, and Darius bans, and especially this Caitlyn on Capybara is so terrifying to see. So I understand fully why they banned it.
Yeah, there is a Ramus on screen outside of your guy. I mean, it's there in the logos, so I guess we have Ramus in the game. You can be happy enough. But as these bands are rounding out, what do you think? What lane do you like to draft first?
I think having first pick could be used for either like someone's OTP. For example, what I know is that Freljord's jungler, his champion pool is not the biggest in jungle, but the champions he plays are pretty good. So, but I think first picking like either AD or jungle is the safest bet.
That's fair. I think jungle is obviously a strong pick. I would also expect to see the bot lane kind of go early. Speaking of that, we are going to see the Ashe slammed. I wonder if we're going to see the Seraphine be picked away or not. But I feel like getting a strong 2v2 is more and more important the higher you go in the ranks. And
For
so
sure.
definitely, I think that's what we're going to see. And then the junglers are always a nice way to round it out.
Yeah, and if you want, obviously, Ezreal
Speaking of
Karma
strong
get locked in.
2v2s,
And I'm not allowed to speak about Karma because I have a very big hate relationship with Karma. But the Ezreal pick is very nice for the long range poke.
now, which bot lane would you prefer here? The Ashe Seraphine or the Karma Ezreal?
To play or to play against?
To play, which would you rather have?
I would rather have the Seraphine Ash.
I think that's a I'd rather have as well. The thing is, I feel like Karma Ezreal is a lot harder to pull off, obviously with all the skill shots, but obviously it's a strong bot lane duo. But the Ashe Seraphine, I feel like it's easier to work around it.
For sure.
When you put in a lot of CC. Oh, that's
As
an
we see the
interesting one.
Volibear locked in for Spoopid. Spoopid, what I know of him is he has been a mainstay in Fearless in League of Friends for the last few seasons. And in there, some picks of his are crazy good. The Spoopid Volibear is good. The Spoopid Kled, holy shit. As we see the Vi locked in for Winter's Claw for Alki. I mean,
Yeah,
if you look
I
at both
mean,
teams,
do you like Vi?
what vibe are you getting from the team? Are you getting a like a poke comp, a engage comp? What vibe are you getting?
Uh, I feel like Shiloh's Shurimas really want to lock someone down and go all in on them with the Volibear ultimate. If that Enchanted Crystal Arrow catches someone, that Volibear is going in immediately, followed along with the Seraphine ultimate. I feel like for the Freljord side, I'm a bit unsure. I feel like they're gonna more look for a little bit more lockdown to go onto one target, but not necessarily a heavy engage comp. But I'm gonna be honest. I'm a Vi hater. I think her damage falls off late game. I understand how good she can be with the CISA and assist, but I do not like Vi. I think it's not a good champion to be played, but it's continually picked in pro play. It continually sucks in pro play. I don't know why it continues to be
I
picked.
mean, I
So
mean,
I will
Vi
never like a Vi pick.
the Vi pick. I think it's very good into immobile AD carries because where is this
That is,
Ash gonna go? The Vi can just walk up, press R, CC her, and Ash just dies if there's enough follow up from the team. And if you want one more
yeah.
fun fact about Shi'lo Shurimans, their jungler, Aurelian, is, I think, 38 years old and he's playing on a Steam Deck. So if you lose to a almost grandpa on a Steam Deck, it just makes losing feel twice as bad.
I don't think anyone's ever gonna let you live it down. As we see the Shen locked in, and I'm actually a huge fan of Shen. Now it's a little bit biased because I'm a G2 fan, since they like to play it. But Diana should go mid unless this is a weird top sorry, it should go jungle unless this is a mid pick. But Diana mid has kind of fallen out of the meta. It was for some
And
time, but
Aurelian's
I
and
always like to
Aurelian's
see a
Diana
Shen.
is known.
Okay.
Aurelian is
I didn't
known
get
to
to
play a
look
lot of
too much at
Diana,
the Opta
so
GGs.
come on,
Yeah,
preparation, Mr. Shadow. As we see
I'm
another like
sorry.
hard
Tuba
engaged.
asked me to do this like an hour and a half ago when I wanted to go to the store. I was literally on my way out to the store, and Tuba's like, "Hi, need person," and I'm like, "Tuba, I'm already going to the store." Hey, so now
But
I'm stuck
as we
here.
s-
But I'm
as we
happily stuck
see
here.
as we see a comp with very linear engage with the Ash Seraphine Volibear and just two assassins trying to blow up whatever is left. And on the on the enemy team, we see a team that's a lot more safe in my opinion. Lissandra can save themselves. Ezreal can jump out. Karma can shield everyone. Shen can shield everyone, and you just have Vi playing defense. So it's going in versus just trying to survive until they die. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting, but I think it's going to be a lot harder than some people would think because of the Shen. I
For
mean,
sure.
his ultimate just provides so much shielding, and it's why I love a Shen is because any two versus one turns into a two versus two that gank you suddenly thought was working out perfectly suddenly is flipped on its head completely and things like that. But I don't know a whole lot about Lysandra versus Zed. You got to tell me, how's this matchup going to go?
I believe that if Zed gets an early lead, it could turn into a snowball. But I think if this Lissandra can stay safe earlier and just scale up a bit, I think for both the Zed, for both the Diana, there won't be a way to engage because of this Lissandra W. As we head
That
into
is
game and
true.
we instantly see the prio for the second bush in bot lane, what is
Hey,
your
you got to get that ward money, man.
what is the lane you're looking
uh,
most forward to watching?
I know I talked about the ADCs, but I think this is going to be a very interesting mid lane, especially with the Zed. And Lysandra also can be such a powerful unit. I mean, this whole bottom half of the rift is going to be absolutely massive. And I think down in this bot lane, it's going to be quite interesting. But I think this game will be decided by that mid lane. Once he has to pop the barrier early.
As we see barrier pop that Monty already, the early poke from Ezreal Karma just doing so much damage.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that when you have a strong, well, it's considered one of the strongest 2v2 lane duos in League of Legends, you may get a little over ambitious, and I think that's what we're seeing a bit out of Muncie already. Was he was in quite the aggressive position and did not respect vet chip's positioning, and he was punished for it and had to pop his barrier. Now, Tuba, get out of the chat about Seraphine. Guys, don't talk about Seraphine around too, but he goes absolutely ballistic.
For sure. No, but if we look at these matchups, I think for the side of Freljord, if they can just scale it out, it's gonna be very difficult for the side of Shurima to get in. But for the same, like if you flip it around, if the side of Shurima can find an early engage, find an early kill, their team is able to just snowball this lead, and that's the most important part
Yeah,
for
that
both
is.
teams.
Yeah, if you can snowball this lead, you're gonna feel really good about it. And now, I mean,
As we see Diana
this is
already
going to
moving
be
to the bot
interesting.
scuttle, and
Yeah, that's
both
what I was
teams
gonna
are
say. It's
sending,
this bot schedule fight.
and we see blue team sending 3 people
Oh,
into the jungle to secure it.
yeah,
But
and this Lissandra's gonna
is it
come, but it's
enough?
a two versus two in the jungle. And Alkai has to use the blast cone to get out of there. And already that early fight is just what you want to see, is that you're able to take some space on the map, as Alkai will be forced to go to the top side scuttle, not quite the position he wanted to find himself in,
For
but
sure.
he's just gonna have to deal with it.
And Alki using his flash just makes it that he's that much more unsafe for just running around the jungle, and this means that both like the Shurima team can just start trying to abuse him in his own jungle, if they get the prio, of course. As we see a big
Yep.
fight in the mid lane, as
And
we see
oh no.
Murmur going for the kill on Frael. And as I said, if the Zed does not respect the Lissandra can just kill him. The window for
Yeah,
Zed
and
to
we just
kill
saw
the
that right
Lissandra is
there.
very tiny.
Yeah, it's one of the matchups that I feel like maybe isn't too common, so maybe you don't have as much practice with it, and you just got to be careful. And Murmur opted to take Ignite as well. Obviously, quite the interesting choice, but he paid off in spades there. I mean, you perfectly saw it go to work against Vrael, and so now I wonder, as this Drake is about to spawn, which team really wants to go for the priority and fight for it early?
I mean, as we can see with Drake spawning, like blue team's already trying to base to get their items, but red team has already based before, so they have the item advantage. And especially with Zed moving into the jungle, I think red team just has to like give them the space.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, as this one kind of goes on, you can see early on, it's just still the Freljord bot lane having a bit of a level advantage early on, as Real is going to take a lot of damage from the electrocute. And over on this top side, it's kind of just been a back and forth. I mean, it's kind of what you expect from top laners. It's like getting into a fight at the bar. You hit each other a lot and nobody wins. That's it.
As we
And
see, the
so it will
fastest
be the
smite for a
early break.
40-year-old. But
Yeah, I
we
mean,
saw
I mean,
we
it's
saw
what it is
red
really,
team give
but
them the space, give them the first Drake because they did not have the prio. Bot lane was pushed in, mid lane was pushed in, so that's Drake one gone.
yeah, and
As
this is
we
gonna be
instantly go
Spoopin
into
gone
a
as
solo
well.
kill.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I mean, I feel like people get caught off guard by the damage that the Shen truly does, and Spoopin just got caught off guard there. I mean, he just wasn't ready for that.
Yeah, and Spoopit just not respecting that Shen damage, and it's gonna hurt him because the wave's getting. I think he's gonna freeze it. No, he can't. Actually, the wave might not even be that bad for the Volibear. There's a full-on wave that he can just push in and then put the next one under tower. But
Yeah, and so
I'm
I
fucking
mean, it is
gold.
still some.
But if you're looking at the board right
Yeah.
now and you ignore the 2 kills that have gone out, what team do you think is gonna win this game?
It's way too early to say that, but the Freljord have definitely put themselves in a good position so far. As I mean, the bot lane 2v2 is going their way, and the top side, I mean, I would say is going their way based on the 1 kill, but you can see the CS difference is over 20, so it's not as good as you'd think. And the 1 kill was kind of more of a savior, but you can see Alkai wants to try to get some kind of jungling going, but AI's Slop Enjoyer is going to be here, and he's going to look to use
As
his
we
sprite as
see
the Enchanted
Ash ult
Crystal
get hit.
his arrow lands. But Murmur already gets one dead, but he's going to fall in return as Alkai's going to be here on an island as the bot lane came up and caught him, and it's a 2-for-1.
Yeah, and if Alki is known for one thing in jungle, it's trying to take as many enemy camps as he can. And I think Shurima team knows this, and that's why they moved their bot lane up to try and like fight the invade. And I think that the side of Freljord just did not respect the damage.
Yeah, I mean, for Freljord, maybe you got a little overconfident. You felt really good. You're in an early advantage, but they just weren't keeping track of where the bot lane actually was. As that was originally a good play out of Murmur to catch Vrael going down and just kind of blow him up. But then the rest of the fight just doesn't go in your favor. And you got to be careful because that kind of early advantage we talked about is not looking so hot anymore, as there is a kill onto the Ashe and it's going to help get her to that first item.
Yeah, and what I've seen from Alki and what Meta has typed in chat is that Alki is mostly known for trying to abuse the enemy jungler and just trying to help his team without trying to gank. And what Meta said uh, in scrims, he's been seen more as a passenger than as someone who drives the car, more as someone who facilitates the rest than someone who can solo carry the game for his team.
Yeah, and I feel like I mean jungler is such an important role. Uh and so it's obviously interesting to have more that kind of approach. But if it works, it works. I mean, I usually look at the jungler as the main driving factor. I mean, that's kind of your engagement, your front line, everything like that. And so it is always interesting seeing a different kind of style of play, as this is going to be
As
Murmur
we
catching
see
another one
Murmur
out
going
as the
in,
Ezreal ultimate is
and
going to be used. Oh, my OG vet chip is going to come up, but the Zed is here. Murmur in a lot of danger, has to flash over the wall, but the ultimate is going to be used as Alkai is here. Alkai cease and desist is going to catch one, and the rest of the team is going to catch them all. Diana's Starfall is not going to do enough, and it's
as the Karma
two
shielding
buddies,
does
excuse me,
so
dropping.
much, as the Karma shielding just shields the entire team and keeps Murmur alive during that fight. And that's the exact reason why I hate Karma. She doesn't need to build AP, she doesn't need to build healing. She just presses two buttons and she just heals for 2000. It's so balanced. But that just means that the Hextech Drake's going over to Freljord, and that means the Drakes are back to 1-1.
Yeah, and I mean,
And
it's good to stop the Drake stacking. If I have an objective as a jungler, and one of my top things is always go for Drake stacking. Drake stacking just forces your opponent's hand, and it makes it so if you're winning, they got to come to you, and if you're losing, okay, you can delay the game. You can go get some farm while they're forced to focus on the Drakes later on. And so I feel like Drake stacking early on, or at least denying it like the failure to have here, is always really good.
for sure. And if you're looking at the team fights, and the side of failure just has so much survivability for those team fights that it's gonna be hard for the side of Shurima to get someone, execute them, and get out.
Yeah, and I mean now, just as we were saying that Sharima was kind of getting it close again after those two kills for them, uh, just a fight goes so catastrophically wrong. I mean, they were split so much. I need to see some more kind of or team-oriented plays out of them, as they're down 1.3k gold, which obviously isn't the end of the world, but not quite the position you want to find yourself in, especially when this Shen is sitting at 3-0.
Yeah, and if we're looking at the next team fight, it's gonna be at the Herald. But what team is gonna migrate towards it first? Because the gold lead on this Shen is only like 200 because of the farm lead on this Volibear. And I think the roaming capabilities of the Seraphine and Ashe is just so much more influential. As we see a dive going in on top, the tower gets destroyed, and Asura just has no way of getting out.
And that's a great job by AI to he started proxying the wave to make sure it wouldn't quite get there and wouldn't be of any help. But Midnight Sun's going to be in a lot of danger as there's three on this bottom side, and it's going to be an absolute bloodbath. But this Ezreal has to flash out thanks to the enchanted crystal arrow, so at least he get a little compensation in return in the form of the flash barrier, but it's a perfectly executed dive.
For sure, and the Ezreal staying alive and being able to flash out of the tower is just so sour. It just leaves a sour taste in the mouth of the Shurima players. Because if there was no flash, if things didn't happen like they did, it was a free kill on the Ezreal, and that's just another gold injection on this Ash.
Yeah, and I mean, early on, you can look at the CS, and I mean, towards the top side, it's looking better for the Shurima side, but on the bottom, it's all Freljord, and you got to keep an eye on those CS differences. I feel like as the game goes on, it's a lot easier to stop paying attention to them, besides the occasional check-in, but it matters all the way through, and it matters oh so much.
Mm-hmm. And if you have these two bot laners and you have Capybara with an ADC who's mobile enough to keep himself safe, and but he can also still use that same mobility to go in and to get the kills. And I think that's going to be very scary the longer the game goes on.
Yeah, and I mean, Vrael has not had a great lane here in the mid side, but it is the Rift Herald going over to the Shurim side without really any contention. But maybe the focus is more just get the bot side prepared as the next Drake is spawning in 30 seconds.
For sure. And if you look at the gold graph, you see, you see that it started off slightly blue favored. It went very red, and then back to blue, and then way more red than we've had. And that's also how you see the game going. Blue side had one good fight, the money went back to their side, but ever since, red side has just not let go. Top lane's been strong, AD has been strong. As we see a fight going in by AI Stop Enjoyer.
And the cease and desist from the flanking Vi works out perfectly, and this Diana is just completely out of position as AI Slop will perish.
A chase OG that down so hard to shot. You cannot do anything, and these players really
Yeah, your microphone's kind of acting weird. But as I think you've my caster tried to say, is that the shielding, the capabilities of keeping the rest the Freljord team alive is just so strong in this into the Shurima comp. As they're trying to engage or like get a pick, there's just so many. There's a Shen ult. There's the Karma shield. There's Lissandra ult. They can just they have so much survivability that it's so difficult to get that one pick.
Yeah, it is just really difficult. And I mean, who do you gank here? The Shen can use his ultimate to get out. The Lissandra has the ultimate, and this is going to be a massive problem as Rael's caught on the wrong side of history, and he's going to go down. And like I was saying, you can't even go on to the Ezreal who has the Arcane Shift. And so it's going to make it so the farther behind they fall, the tougher it is to really get back into the game.
For sure. As we see, Volibear just trying to do as much as he can on the top lane, cancelling 3 auto attacks, which means he doesn't proc to demolish. That feels bad.
Yeah, and now we have a double one-on-one fight in this top side. AI Slop Enjoyer was going to be caught picking out a cookie from the jar, and he gets in trouble for it, as everyone's going to be coming to this top side. Rael's going to use the TP in. They're going to look for the Shen up top. No, they're going to opt to take the tier 2. And this is maybe how you get back into it, but Murmur's going to be here as he's going to go forward, flash forward, and Spoop is going to be caught out as they're trying to get away. They're going to use the Seraphine shields to try to get away, and they will. But that already is 1 kill going over and could have turned into much more.
Yeah, for sure. And as we see the items on both teams, we see a big discrepancy in like the completed items. This Ashe is still on 1 item, whilst Ezreal's has 2 items complete. And even though the Manamune isn't fully stacked, the extra damage is just that immense on this champion.
Yeah, and it makes it very scary because sometimes, I mean, you think you've
You're back to underwater.
never.
No, fix now. As we see the kill participation, and even though the 100% from this Diana looks good, it's 100% on 3 kills, whilst the enemy team has 11. So the percentages might be a little bit influenced by the low sample size. As we see this Lissandra completing the Zhonya's to try and make herself even less likely to die, having the Lissandra ult on herself as a Zhonya's, as a stasis, having the Zhonya as a stasis, I don't see a way for them to kill Murmur without perma-CCing him and trying to kill him 3 times with all of these stasises. So currently, Drake's up in 1 minute. Baron is already up. I will see a massive Seraphine ult. A 3-man Seraphine ult with the engage on the Ezreal. Ezreal dies. And can the rest of Freljord get out of this fight safely? They can. But they have to step out, and that means mid-turret, or mid-tier 1 for the side of Shurima. And I think they're going to move to the Baron. With this Volibear still pressuring, and the Vi needs to try and get into the pit. But doing so without dying to the Volibear or the Zed is so difficult. As we see Volibear sacrificing himself for the greater good, but the Baron hasn't been killed yet, and the smite goes to the Diana, and Baron goes over to Shurima. But they flipped it for their jungler and their top laner, and even their AD. And having no jungler, having no AD, having no top means that this is a 3rd Drake for the team of Freljord. And you're starting to think, was that a G2 Baron? As both objectives been taken, it's a bit more calm on the Rift, and we'll have to see if either a team will force a fight for nothing, or if one team will try and get some poke or get some picks.
Yeah, so it looks like Shadow's had some mic issues, so we're just going to I'm going to jump in. But yeah, Sentinel looks like a very, very one-sided game so far in terms of kills, but the gold lead, the Shurimans are staying in there, only a K down at this stage.
Yeah, for sure, and that's because they took the top turret, they took the mid turret, and they're taking this bot turret now also.
Yeah, I mean, we see the big...
As
oh my god, that's
Diana
disgusting.
Ult, and a
that
good
is
Seraphine ult,
disgusting.
and they just all get destroyed. Shen ulti, but can they kill Murmur? They can, and that means it's a 2 for 0.
Yeah, see,
and that means they can just push this turret.
See, I was sitting here watching, thinking, oh, I don't see the kind of plan with this Diana. Like with Seraphine and Ashe, you tend to want more of an engagey jungle, but that was exactly it. You know, the pull in into the Seraphine ult, it just allows the Ashe and the Zed to go ham. And imagine a Volibear ult on top of that. It's real. Put a kill
and the
onto the
solo kill
Capybara
from Zed.
So yeah.
But as we're as you were saying, like, even though the kill lead is still for Freljord, the kills that Shurima has gotten have been that much more influential, have been the bounties, but have been enabling them to take the turrets. And
Not only that, I mean,
Stupid-
have a look at this gold lead.
yeah, they went from like almost 4k down at one point. They went all the way to 2.5k up at this moment. And I'm starting to like believe for the Shurima team, like they have the engage, they have the picks, and they have the damage now to blow up whoever they want. And the way for this Freljord team to win this game is to play as a 5, play with the shielding they have, play with the survivability they have, and take out the main damage from Shurima.
Yeah, but I think for Shurima, obviously, you can still play this 4-1 because you've got the Volibear who is... He's got his 3 items now, he's got his Duskin Dawn, he's got his Spirit Visage, and has his Navori. He's going to be dealing so much damage in these side lanes. And with the healing you get from that Spirit Visage, he's going to be loving life.
Yeah,
and
no,
then,
for sure, but like all of these team fights we've had, Volibear hasn't been there.
that's what I mean.
It's
Like,
always been a 4v5.
and that's what I mean. You know, it
And
just
that's-
shows. It just
yeah.
shows how strong this comp is now. For Shurima, you know, the Ashe is online. She's got 3 items. She's got the IE. She's got the long range Hex Tech item. And
Hex
she's
Optics.
Hex Optics. Yeah, that's a great. And Zed's got the Serpent's Fang, which into this Karma is huge. I don't see anyone
Sure.
on the Witness Claw who wants to build it. Maybe the Ezreal, but that's kind of a wasted item when he really wants to be going pure, you know, pure kind of on-hit damage with these abilities. As we see Vi going in here, looking for a pick onto Vrail.
But we see Murmur going in on the backline, Vi going in on the backline, and just there's so much damage from this Freljord team, and they just blow up the Shurima team.
Instead of that, well, that's happening. Spupid is redecorating the Freljord base. I mean, he's at home in the Freljord, this Volibear. He kind of just wants to make that base feel a bit more like home. Meanwhile, it's
But
you know the Freljordians are returning the favour on this mid lane.
But the question is, with these death timers for another 10 seconds, they can just take this inhib, but do they try and push for more, or do they back off for the Drake?
I think you have to back off for the straight because you've got Soul Point for the side of the Freljordians. Humans need to start getting these Drakes just to draw out this game because with Mountain Soul, this Vi and Shen are going to be so hard to kill, especially with the shields.
For sure. And having that Mountain Soul is just an extra shield, an extra bit of survivability against this team full of picks.
I wish we had a graphic for tower damage right now. I mean, that Zed's starting to do some real damage on this back line. But this fight really is going to dictate who wins this match. You got to
For
think,
sure.
if the Shurimans can get it, they're going to be loving life. Otherwise, if the Freljords get it, yeah, they're just going to be freezing them out.
I think if there's a fight, if there's a 5v5 in this team, the winner of this fight will decide the win of the game.
Oh,
As we
Serpent will
see-
get the Vault Break and then just going to get burned out. But 3-man Serpent brings down, and Volibear's there! And Volibear is just going to unleash absolute hell. This is why we were spooping
As we see,
Volibear away.
Shen still on the Ashe, and with no one alive, and top wave pushing in with
That could be
super minions,
game. That's
can't
game.
They just end.
That should be game. The Shurimans come in what was looking like a dodgy game for pretty much 3/4 of it. Spooper just turns up to one team fight and says, "Me bear, me take your base."
For sure. And with these 2 waves at this moment, and there's how many seconds left on the Ezreal? 10. I mean, the Ezreal's not the biggest problem in this. They can just ignore him and keep it, but they're going to play it safe and they're going to go for the Baron.
Yeah, I mean that's the right call. You've got now pressure in 2 lanes against the one obviously mid lane will
Drake
just
is still
equalise. Yeah, I think go Drake and then you get a quick reset and go Baron. Now, if I'm Freljord, I'm giving the Drake and I'm going to try and set up for Baron, because you can let this one Drake go. You're still going to be on soul point. It's not soul for the Shurimans yet.
As Munty is 1 HP, and can they?
But he's got a team there, and
can. Yeah.
the beauty of that Ashe Seraphine just lining the Karma up with that volley, like there's nothing more you can ask for Shurimans. I mean, that's now 6k in the lead. Like I kind of have to just pop this back up, because that's the spike if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, and this gold lead is going into spaces that will not return back to the red side, but the thing is, we're in this late game. One team fight can just decide the game. Mid inhib is open for Shurima, so if they lose the fight, they will still be losing the game.
And obviously this
So
is,
even though they have this gold lead, they can't do whatever they want. They still have to be respectful for the enemy team.
and this is where this comes in really important, because it's not just about winning the game. Yes, it's nice to win the game, but if you can win 2-0, you get 15 extra points to what you would get for that 1-0. And now both these two teams, after the games that have already been played for them, they're all both on 25 points right now. Because the upper Freljordan team lost 2-0, and the lower team won 2-0. Obviously, your team, Centre, they won 2-0, and we've not seen any other Shurimans yet. So if the Shurimans can win this, they'll put them in a really good spot.
For sure.
For the rest of the series. As Poopa's going to take a lot of damage and vault over the wall with the ultimate. He's just going to get out of there. As they are looking to collapse the Freljordians, we see Ezreal firing the Mystic shots, but nothing's going to really land. Vi can't really get in with the save breaker, but Zed's going to go back into the shadows. More just to try and draw time for his team to get out of there and get the reset. As Volibear decides against finishing the recall, Seraphine's pulled back, as now Ashe and Diana coming back onto the Rift.
Yeah, and having that volley from the Ashe to keep the enemy team away is just so influential in these fights. Just keeping them on in reach, but not too close that they're gonna kill you, is so influential. And that's why this Ashe pick is so good.
And yeah, big. I mean, we're starting to see, Drake's come back up in another 2 minutes, and if you're part of the Freljords, you need this. You need this dragon now. If you don't get it and you lose the fight, the game's over. You can't quite end the game, but you're now going to push right in on this bot side. You got supers have come back off the top side, so it's just in the mid lane. So I'm surprised we're not just sending Spoopid over to the top lane here, because he does have that TP to get back for a fight.
Yeah, for sure. And that's the main problem for the
Look at Vi here.
Even,
looking for that flank.
yeah, but the problem with this Freyr team comp, their wave clear is so much less than this Shurima team. The wave clear on the Shurima team is so fast. And
as you
I see a flash from Murmur, as Murmur just almost gets blown up instantly, but having that Lissandra ult, having that Zhonya's keeping him alive for so long, and
that's game.
That just means that Shurima can clean up afterwards.
I love the idea there from the Lissandra. Problem is, when you've got Seraphine and when you've got the Volibear with the Spirit's Visage, I mean, look at Volibear, he's just not taking any damage. You don't have an out-and-out ADC that can just do that constant DPS on him. I mean, he's going to kill the Seraphine anyway, but to kill a Volibear, you need a lot more consistent damage. If you had the Ashe, it'd be one thing. And Spoopid is literally tower dive, trying to get Vet, doesn't quite get it, but it's not going to matter. We're all going to see the Shurimans
game one.
Take game one. Stick cam back on, pal. And yeah.
And that is what I call cinema. Having this early game be so Freljord favored, to have one team fight that goes in the way of Shurima, and then another team fight, and then another team fight, and just keeping it going.
Yeah, big result though.
Sorry.
Big result though. There we go. It's just center on the stage right now because I am speaking from behind the production desk. We are going to go on to a short break. I'm going to try and find someone to join center, so he's not all by his lonesome. So yeah, stay
I'm so
tuned.
sad.
We'll be back very soon. Game number 2 in the Shurima
Perfect.
versus Freljord middle bracket series. Catch you very soon, folks.
In a bit. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Runeterra Rising. As we've just seen Game 1, and in my opinion, it was an upset. I have a lot of people who are thinking that Freljord is going to win this entire thing and win it 2-0, no questions asked. But this Shurima team has won the first game, and doing that with a 45-year-old jungler is crazy.
Why do you have to get
As
on his
we
age,
can-
mate? Why you have to get
It's
on his
Aurelian.
age? What,
He
he's
can
9 years
take it.
old?
He can take it. He's on a Steam Deck. He can take it. But as you guys can see, I have a new co-streamer. It is Gekno. Please introduce yourself.
Well, yeah, Gekno. I'm in the Shurima upper team, so you may think there may be a bit of bias there.
I mean,
Just a
I'm in
bit.
Shurima lower, so it's just the Shurima casting side. And Shurima's winning game 1. Shurima's gonna win game 2 with these Shurima casters. I believe it.
True. Love the Rammus plush as well, just to add on to the Shurima.
For sure, we have to. We have to do it. And if we're looking at both teams, Gekno, and you just joined in, did you see game 1 or no?
I did not see game 1. I see a screenshot in the team channel, but
But if
Yes.
you're looking with your fresh eyes, in this fresh perspective of yours, what are you expecting to see game 2?
I have no idea. I'm not gonna lie. I've lost the screenshot. I'm now trying to find it again. One sec. I cannot find it. Give me one moment.
I mean,
This is-
as a quick summary for everyone who didn't see game 1, early game was very Freljord favored, but in my opinion, that's draft related. Then Shurima had a few good team fights, and the gold lead just kept snowballing into their preference. And at one point, they were just that far ahead, and their team fighting was just that elite that there was no way for the Freljord team to get back.
Fair enough. Let's see how it goes. I'm just trying to find anything out really quick, as obviously I'm just hopping in.
We saw Monty's Ashe being played, and that is his main champion. What I've heard of it, at least. And because it's fearless drafting, it's out. So what ADC would you love to see on the side of Shurima?
I am so sorry. Like I said, I'm trying my hardest, but Shurima, no, Monty's the go, right? Like he's just the go. So, but I'm still trying to think. Like I'm looking through stuff. Give me a second. Do you have the first game screenshots? I could just store it here so I can.
I definitely do not. But if I'm looking at the OPGG for the Shurima team, Monty has a lot of Ashe games, but his Caitlyn and his Kai'Sa are crazy good.
Just
And I've
just
seen
lock
them in
in
the
the just lock in the Ashe Seraphine. Get the free win.
Ashe Seraphine was game 1.
Okay, my bad. I'm trying to find the screenshot. Give me a moment. Give me a sec.
No worries.
Tuba, if you have the screenshot, send it over.
And if we're looking at the side of Freljord, their AD and mid laner are that good in this bracket that I think playing the Ezreal Karma is a bit too safe. I was expecting pure damage, pure engage, pure fighting from this bot lane, and they're just playing too safe, in my opinion. I think
Well, yeah.
if you're on the side of this Shurima team, just try and just skill gap them. Because if you're going for the team fights, and we're looking at game 1, Shurima looks so confident in those team fights that you need to have an extra way out.
Yes. Give me one sec. I'm just doing a little dig myself. I should have done this beforehand. I am interested. This Alki person, I recognize the name from somewhere.
From the in-houses.
Yeah, most likely.
And Alki is a friend of mine, and he's been a support main, then he switched to AD for the mini LCS last season, and now he's jungle main. And he mostly plays like supportive junglers, as in like the Vi, the Poppy, but sometimes he even tries to play some Lilia.
And I feel it's a bit of a situational pick, so we'll see if they bring it out. But if they get a draft that Lilia works for
sure. And I think his role in this Freljord team is not to be the carry, but it's to be the enabler for his team. Having Murmur, who has been going crazy in in-house, has been just that good everywhere else, being able to enable him, just that should be way more important than trying to play carry yourself.
yeah, no, there definitely needs to be some balance to the draft, right? You can't just pick 5 carries across the board, right? So you have to pick and choose who's going to be your main point.
And I think if you're looking at like the carries of each team in this Shurima team, I'm not 100% sure who it is, but I think having that Munty, having Spoopin on the top lane, just being that influential by himself, having those two, just I think that's the main core. Having a top laner who doesn't get the help but can survive on his own, and having Munty, who's just that influential in those team fights, staying alive, zoning that good. It's just that good.
Okay, so I've got the draft now, yeah, so yes, Levi's gone, Lissandra's gone, Shen's gone. Seems a bit odd, the draft overall. Did they say Lissandra 5th pick? Like, mid lane last pick?
Yep.
Interesting. Well, I guess...
I mean, the Lissandra pick worked out early game into the Zed. And it just fell off later in the game.
True. Obviously, this kind of stuff is very much based upon between team to team, right? But usually, I very much like if you're looking at a draft, you give your counter picks to either your support or top lane, right? So it's very odd to see both just to see the support early picks, and then obviously they picked Volibear on Lu 3, which I guess is a bit of a flex, right? I'm interested. Did the Volibear actually go top in here?
Yeah, it went top. It's mostly because Spoopit is a Volibear, not per se one trick, but it is one of his main champions. And I think having Spoopit on that Volibear, I think it was more important to pick that third to not have it banned out, at least.
Yeah, so it's more of like let's say okay, too much going on the last draft. Main thing is that those champs are gone for next draft. They can't use that as a flex picks in the jungle. So, how do you reckon they're going to come into this next draft? Are there going to be any flex picks you reckon you're going to be seeing, or?
I think for the side of Freljord, I think they're going to go a lot more damage orientated instead of having just the survivability of the Karma, of the Lissandra, and just trying to outplay the enemy team more with mechanics than with macro. I don't know which one it is.
Fair. But like if it's a mechanics game, I don't know. Like, I feel like looking at the OpenLow GGs purely, that's basically what I'm going off here. Like the strong side of this Freljord team is very much their mid and jungle, right?
Mid and AD in Freljord.
Mid and ADC, sorry, yes, mid and ADC. But anyway, mid has a very big impact on the jungle as well. But the top side maybe is the place where Streamer can look to get their kind of like their big pick. Because
Yeah,
although
and that's
like
exactly what happened in the previous game.
I get that, but that's insane that the Volibear could actually do anything versus Shen. It's a counter matchup for the Volibear. He's not supposed to have very much fun in that.
I mean, that's a stupid diff, I guess. But
True.
The Shen kept joining the team fights, and that just enabled this Volibear to keep slide laning, just keep pushing those lanes, and it just got him so ahead. And at some point, this Volibear was unkillable, and just like fountain dove 2 members of the team and got the kill and died in the end. But he did what he needed to.
Fair enough. Well, that's the thing. If you're using on Shen to go away, like you better make sure like it's giving you high impact. Because yeah, there's 2 ways to play against Shen. Play something that can either beat him in lane, or you play something that completely just ignores the laning phase, like a Trundle, and the second he TPs away, you just enjoy their towers. So it seems that they went with that option.
Yeah, and if we're looking for the next draft, I think the draft for the Freljord, I'm really trying to think of what champion would be best for Capybara to enable them on this bot lane to get that lead and keep the lead, because they had the lead in game 1, but it was just less perfect for the team fights.
Well, looking at his account, let's be honest, he loves his Caitlyn, and obviously the draft has started. But yeah, so I imagine a Caitlyn ban's going to come out, unless blue side like Munty's just going to look to pick it away instantly. Which may be maybe a good plan.
As we see the Briar ban going out for Aurelion. Having those 60 games of ranked on this Briar and having a 64% win rate on that, it's too scary to let go.
Oh, any ban coming out?
Whoa.
What is going on there?
They're taking a lot of time. Whoa! Did I see a
Wait,
Cassidy?
is that done? Wait, what happened there? Okay, I was going to
Hold
say,
up.
that was a hell of a...
I think I saw something.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw Jax there as well, actually.
I don't know, but I've not seen this champion be played in a while.
That was a little bit of a sneak peek. Yeah, there you go. The Caitlyn's banned on blue side, like we suggested. Zinzal's banned from... I feel like a little bit like, I want to see what's this Jax doing? If that is actually the character that's been picked that I saw for like a millisecond.
As we see, first pick going to the red side, to the Freljords. And what pick do you think they should first pick?
I'm going to be honest. Oh, that was not what I was going to say. I was not going to say the support. Like, I was going to say probably look at your ADC. Look at getting just or like a Varus pick. If I don't believe that was picked game 1, Varus is great. Actually, look at the account. None of them play it. What would they play? Maybe Corki? I don't know. But I wouldn't have said the support.
I mean, the
Although,
Nami pick is a steal because both supports do play a bit of Nami. As we see the Smolder locked in for Munty. What do you think is their plan for this draft?
Well, that's the thing. I'm a bit concerned now because you got from what we've seen, a Smolder on one team and a potential Cassidy on the other. So which late game's going to win out? It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
They should really pick support here in this lane. Just there you
see
go.
the Milio
Smolder
being locked
Milio.
in. Just having that extra range on the Milio W is just that influential for the Smoller.
I think we should really be seeing the ADC and probably jungler come out here. So what jungler? No idea. Poppy maybe? I don't know.
I mean, it might be a Jarvan, might be a Poppy. What else could it be?
Syndra. Okay,
locked
Syndra
in
mid.
for the mid laner.
Did we miss C stuff?
Was it a different color, or was it the Kassadin on the Shurima side? As we see
Kled
Kled
top. Okay.
getting locked in by Spoopit, another one of his like specialties.
Such a horrid champion. Like, such a horrid champion to play against. If you don't know how to deal with him and save your abilities to burst him once he's off the skull, you're going to just get done over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
then
I
you
don't
got
want
the
to say
Ornban
it,
as well.
but we scrimmed that team once, and this Kled was 17 kills, 0 deaths. So it felt a bit hard to play.
Vladimir ban. Okay, is the Oogly Boogly in it? Like, I'm confused. He's not here. Okay.
Ornban,
So wait, was Ari gone in game 1? Because there's still no Ari. Although I guess
no
Syndra is not.
Ari.
But maybe we just get his Xerath in mid lane here? Just outrange him?
Yeah.
Although
or
I'm a
just
bit
something
concerned.
that goes in on this Syndra.
I have a bad feeling that we did see the right champion earlier. We're going to see a Kassadin come out in the mid lane. Ugh. And if so, that is going to be a very late game scaling team. Like, please, don't tell us this is about to be a Kassadin locked in against the Syndra.
I don't know.
I'm hoping we
I'm
saw
scared.
wrong. I'm hoping we saw wrong.
Frael did just play another melee mid laner in the Z, so
Yeah, it was.
uh-oh.
It was. What is this? What is it like? This team has absolutely no prior early. Like, there's no prior on mid lane. There's no prior on bot lane. This is gonna be like. I feel bad for the jungler of Shurima here because, like, if he loses that 50-50 and pass the same way as their jungler, there's no way he's getting that skull. Like, realistically, Caston should never have prior, and neither should the Smolder Milia, right?
Yeah, for sure. And the way I can see it going on is that this Shurima team will have to go for the late game, and with them having Aurelion in jungle position, this guy has had a lot of extra life to live. So this guy playing the longer games, it doesn't mind him. He doesn't mind as much as other junglers might.
Okay, this is a team comp. Their early game, not it. If they get to mid-late game, this blue side is a bit worrisome.
But if they survive out of that mid game,
Oh, like late game, they
Cinema?
should just. Well, I say
Cinema?
that the other team still has a Syndra, Jinx, and Sion. Like they're all gonna scale somewhat fine into this game. I'm going to be right back. One momento. I just need to quickly grab something. I'll be back.
take your time. And as I'm left alone for the second time this stream, I want to ask the people in chat, what team do we think is going to have the better draft? As I'm getting informed that it's a 69% in favor for the Winter's Claw. And in my opinion, I think it is the better draft. But I cannot start hating on my own region. And I believe in these in the middle bracket from Shi'lo. And I think that if they can just wait, live the game, play the game for as long as possible, don't throw for no reason, if they reach that late game, what is going to stop them?
Sorry about that. I am back.
Your camera is a lot darker than last time.
Yeah, give it a second. It's the NVIDIA broadcast thing to just make it so the background's just black.
But what side would you prefer in this game, Dekno?
Look, I'm going to be honest, in any game where, like, maybe there's a bit more, let's say, like, organization and teams know how to close out games, red side 100%. I'm still leaning towards red side. The team fight looked a little bit better their side. And I hate to say, I think there shouldn't really be a world where Shurima wins this. But we'll see.
We never know as we head into game. As we see the prio for the second bush for the second time, and they barely don't get the ward.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think a lot of this game depends on Spoopid getting a decent decent lead in lane to basically bridge the gap for their team. This is okay. So this is the issue I was talking about earlier. So the Wukong and Jax are bapping bot side. So when it comes round to like 3 minutes and they're looking to go into the scuttle, most likely it's going to be that the Wukong is going to have his mid lane and also bot lane able to move with him and guarantee him the scuttle.
For sure, as we see this early poke and the early barrier going out for both teams.
Yeah, I don't think the barrier is needed from the Jinx there. Like you got Nami. You weren't taking that much damage anyway.
And if you're
Like-
looking at this, what lane or like what part of the map are you most interested in seeing?
Look, I'm a top laner. I'm always going to enjoy watching top lane. There's going to be absolute head slamming against each other in top lane. It just depends whether or not Spoopid lets this Scion push him back out now that he shoved him under tower, and then when he pushes back out onto map, then uses that like longer lane to just run him down and take those longer trades.
As this poke from this Jinx Nami is going to be so obnoxious in the early part of this game.
Yeah, this is always going to happen. Like, you've picked a very late game scaling team. Like, the Caston's already fallen behind in the CS as well. It's going to be an interesting early game, for sure, for Shurima.
For sure. Because we see it
Yeah,
in
there you go.
game
Here
going
comes the
from
trade.
Kled. But having that W on a Sora, just like negating that much of the damage.
Yeah, this is what I mean. Is if this Scion is forced to be so much further up in lane, the likelihood is that Kled can do a lot more damage and doesn't actually have to stay to the side of the queue, right? Because if you have to choose to be getting hit by a Scion queue or being underneath their tower and taking tower shots, you're going to stand in this fully charged Scion queue instead.
As every time I hear that Kled dingle, I am getting more infuriated. Ah, I hate that champ.
Yes, it is very fun to play against.
As we see the Jax going for the top scuttle, but missing out on one of the Krugs, it seems. To not end up, as we see a solo kill by Stupid, maybe?
No, the W just about keeps him alive, but there looks to be a dive coming out on top lane as well. It depends. Can Kled get this wave in quick enough? Okay, Salem's cancelled his back as well, though. Are they not going to go for this dive anymore? Okay.
No, because Wukong's there to pressure, and they can't just step up, I guess.
Oh, to be fair, it's going a lot less. There's a lot less fighting than I thought there was going to be. There's not that much of a lead in CS in the bot lane either. As a fellow Shuriman, I'm happy with how this early game's going.
Yeah, same. And the only thing this Kassanen needs to do, the only thing this Smolder needs to do, is just wait. Play safe, don't die for no reason, and scale up. And that's what they're doing right now.
Like, the thing is, they should be giving over these early drakes and possibly even void grubs, right? Unless this Kled gets big enough, and then they could potentially play for the void grubs. Yeah, this poke's going to be a little bit... Oh wait, nice dodge from the Nami bubble. Okay, this
But you
trade
see
back is
good
insane,
fucking
actually.
damage from the Smolder.
Yeah, so the Wukong's doing the Drake at the moment, it seems. Can't quite tell. Looks to be.
Look, as we see the blue side of Shurima just giving
Oh,
this
that
break.
may be casting dead on mid lane. Oh my god, how has he not died there?
Not even close, baby. Just like what happened to a certain Tom Kinch on the TikTok, not even close.
Oh my god, you're talking about Streamer's jungler being old. The 400 millisecond smite reaction time. Ooh, maybe
Bro,
there's
last
a
game he had a
Pentas home
1.2
for him.
second, bro.
1.2 second, oh no.
That's crazy good, no?
1.2 seconds? What, 1200 milliseconds?
Yep. Oh, two. It's still more than one.
Yeah, more than a second's not great.
But it's fine. The jungler from the Shurima team, as we see Asura staying in that bush, does Kled know? Does it matter?
Nope. Yep. That's the thing, we're talking about casting and Smolder just being like, just sit back, scale, don't, like, that's all you need to do. Just try to play safer. It's the same for Sion. The Sion would just sit here and play safe. He's loving life.
As we see the wave
Is that
being
already
pushed in by
44
Shurima
stacks
bot
on the
side.
Smolder?
Yep. And 38 stacks on this Syndra also. As we see the dodge, Manti's playing this lane insanely well by dodging all those skill shots.
It's definitely relieving some of the problem. Like, the amount of poke he would be taking otherwise is insane. I do feel
Especially
that this
with
bot
the
side
follow-up also.
could... Yeah, I feel like this bot side from Furiel could definitely be stepping up a little bit more here to kind of push him off the wave and XP entirely. I guess it's just, if they don't know where this Jax is, it's probably just for them playing safe.
As we see Jax pinging towards the Grubbies, and with Wukong being bot, or at least on the bot side, Spoopit can move and they can just take the Grubbies. How is this allowed?
No, I
So
guess
this
they gotta look
means
for
that-
a tower dive on bot lane.
Yeah, Freljord has to do something on bot lane, but he's spotted.
Like realistically, what they should be looking for here is that the Wukong should have just been taking his bot side jungle instead.
Mm-hmm. As it's just free Grubbies at this point.
Yeah, and that's going to help massively going into this game with this side in the side lane. Yeah, it's quite a peaceful game at the moment. Nothing really happening. Everyone's kind of just vibing.
As the gold
Yeah, well,
craft
the goal's not
is
looking great.
very directed towards the red side, but that's understandable with these these late game champs and these slightly less late game champs on the blue side, on the red side. As you can see,
Yeah,
that
they've
these
got one
junglers
objective.
have not touched each other once. They've not touched. Have they touched anybody? I don't think so. So it's the 0 damage on both junglers, and that might go change as we see Wukong moving up to this top side or just taking scuttle.
Now supposed to be very careful here on mid. He's asking to be hit by this Syndra ultimate. Oh, and
As he
there
just
you go.
lives.
Not quite enough though.
That 120 stack boundary on this Syndra not being hit yet.
Oh, okay, still no damage. The Jax is there to look menacingly. Like, he's not there to be fighting.
As
Oh,
Super Mega
that's
Death Rocket cancels their bases, which might force them to stay unless they can find the base anyways. Yeah, it forces them to stay, and now they're in a bit more trouble with this item advantage for the red side.
yes. And you can see both Wukong and Syndra walking bot here. Is this pointing towards a dive, or are they just getting ready
I
for
think they're
Drake?
getting ready for Drake. Even though the Smolder being this low, as you see TP coming in from the Kled for this Drake, and they might try
Okay,
and
they
turn
can't.
it as
They
Castellan
fancy
is trying
themselves,
to.
Clyde?
As Castellan goes in, do they get the kill on the Nami? Get the kill on the Nami. Can they do more? Can Spoopid remount? He cannot. As the Scion TP jumps in also. As do you get the first damage from AI Slop Enjoyer, but he just jumps into a bunch of CC and dies.
That is painful to watch.
As we
I
see Frail
saw
just trying anyways, and he just dies again.
he's not quite dead yet. Oh, now he is.
And even though this is a lot of stacks towards this Smolder, it's a lot of gold towards this Jinx.
Yeah, I don't think this was the fight to be taking, right? Like, Smolder's half HP, he can't really come and fight. Like, yes, you've got a kill on this Kled, but...
But
yeah,
having those 3 kills on this Jinx is horrifying.
I will say they haven't reset to go defend against this Kled in top lane, so you're going to get some platings up here. So maybe that's some sort of caveat to this, but let's be honest, the Jinx got way too much out of this. They've not really kind of fought all together there. It is what it is. I think they need to just sit back and let themselves scale. Look, the Castellan's got his first item. Kled's about to go claim it.
I think the fact that they got these grubbies gave them the mindset of we're untouchable, we can do anything, and they just instantly got the door slammed in their faces. As we do see this 90 stack Smolder at 13 minutes. Gekno, do you
I don't know if
what's the average amount of stacks per minute on Smolder?
I'm not aware, to be honest. I'm not an ADC player, but... like, I don't know, we can quickly...
I'm googling it.
It says about
According
10 to 12
to-
a minute.
Yes.
So he's a bit behind, but... that's not overly surprising, right? Let's be honest. We're not playing LEC level here. We're playing middle bracket level. People are going to be down on their stacks in comparison. Does it make it any better that the Jinx has 3 kills and is probably going to hit like a truck from now on? No.
No, I don't think so.
They've just got to sit back and they've got to just hope that they don't try and force another Drake. The issue is that they do have these 2 Drakes on the red side, and they're going to be able to force a big fight in 10 minutes, right? That's the timer now. Is like, let's say nothing happens for the next 10 minutes, it's going to be Soul, and they're going to have to fight it, and they can force them to fight. Because realistically, if you're blue, you don't want to fight the next Drake. You're not in this game at this point. In terms of the other team has a Fed Jinx, do you have any way to get onto it very easily? You got the Kled ultimate. What's going to happen? Well, Wukong or Sion's just going to stand in front of it.
And if you're looking at this game, what way would you see for the Shurima team to get out of this game in a win? What needs to happen in these next team fights?
What does think there just needs to not be a team fight for a little bit here. The interesting TP here from Murmur here, TPing bot lane. I guess it's just stop the planes going down, but
And to just cancel these bases so they have even less momentum.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't see a way. I don't see an easy way Shurima kind of comes back into this game. Like, they just have to play the opposite side of the map. Like, at this point, they're taking Riffeld, you should be playing on a Syndra here. The thing is, they just need Smolder to get stacks and for the Castin to get level 16. Once that happens, the game opens up a lot more, but do they win a 5v5 team fight? I'm not too sure. I think the team fight from Throw Order is just better in terms of their champions. They've got a more, like, standard team comp. Although,
as they do get the kill, can Spooper get out? He can with the dismount. As it is a kill over towards Shurima, and a lot of damage on this mid lane turret. As Spoopit lives on a sliver of HP. No super mega
top
death
lane
row
tower
to snipe
falls.
him.
Whenever they make these plays, they're losing something in return. Like, they lost top lane tower there for going for that mid lane play. They got a kill to the Smolder, which is great. But yeah, the goal difference really didn't change from that.
As we see, Murmur using this Syndra range to just keep denying Shurima team from basing, which just absolutely shatters their momentum. And there's nothing the Shurima team can do against it.
Yeah, like this here, the Jax probably is going to be dead here, let's be honest. The Flash, okay, maybe? Syndra E, Syndra, yeah. And this is the issue, right? Is that this is now another Drake they can do on spawn. This means that realistically, there's going to be a soul fight at 22 minutes in. Is Casting going to be level 16? Probably not. Is Smolder going to have his stacks? Probably not. And this is where you start having a lot of issues, is that you're now going to have this late game scale and comp with none of the benefits of what you kind of picked the champions for. The Smolder stacking or the level 16. Look, the only way this doesn't happen is, like, possibly a Drake steal, or they do somehow manage to scale up enough in that time. And when I say enough, I don't mean getting level 16 and the stacks.
Yeah, I think like the only way for the Shurima team to come back from this deficit is to somehow get a pick on this Jinx, kill her, get that bounty on someone, and try and hope it does something. But this failure team has that much peel for the Syndra, for this Jinx, that it's very difficult to do so.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting game. Well, that's not going to catch anyone is it's a casting. He's straight out of there. But, like, you traded ult for ult, it's just a shame that the casting ulti is about a 3-second cooldown.
And a lot cheaper.
Well, okay, this Kled is maybe overstayed his welcome in top lane here. I don't know if Red's... Okay, Red are not going for it. Very much feel like if they ran top, they could have caught him out.
But as this game turns into a little bit slower of a game at the moment, we're just waiting for this next Drake fight. What do you think about the two team logos?
But let's be honest, like, the Shurima one just looks amazing, right? It looks like there's been some
That's
real
what
work
I'm saying.
into it.
It looks like art and not some sloppy AI shit.
True. Like, don't get me wrong, for the upper one, I think the logo we went with is AI. But I'm not saying it's good. It's just the case of, like, it's just a bit nicer when you have something not AI, isn't it?
For sure, and having a actual Shuriman champion on your team logo, I think it just gives your team extra bonus points, extra style points, and that's the most important part, you know?
Well, yeah, but I do believe that the Ferrial team do have some characters on theirs as well. I'm pretty sure they got Ash, Lysandra, and Sejuani on theirs. But I don't know what the line is, but
I mean, it's that AI I
pretty
can't see, you know? But
yeah.
as
So we
Drake
got 1
is
minute
a
30.
minute and a half away,
Yeah, and this is the issue now is that are you guys gonna fight it and potentially like the thing you can't just let them have Ocean Soul, right? But what are you gonna do? Like, do you make an all-in bet and just go for the Baron and just try and like trade? Do you even have the damage to do that? Let's be honest, the damage isn't very high from Streamer. Like,
I think
so what is their game plan?
the only way Shurima can prolong this game is somehow stealing this Drake by having Jax jump in. But
Yes.
doing that is very risky, because if it doesn't pay out, you lose the soul and your jungler, which means they get a free Baron at the same time.
Yeah, 100%. The only benefit I will say at the moment is that Kled is just doing Kled things, getting Platings in a side lane. He's loving life at the moment. Caston
As
is
you
now
see,
level
this
14,
Cassidy
so
almost level 15 even.
yeah. So that's the one benefit. You have this row on the Caston. He's now got 2 items. He is scaling.
Is that Muramana on the Kassadin?
Yeah, actually, yes. Yes, it is.
Hold up.
I'm not very
I
sure
just
on
see
the
a big
items that you
engage from
built.
the Syndra.
Oh, that was not the way to flash Jax.
As we see that Team Shurima is just getting CC'd, getting killed at every point of the game, and that means the Drake is over, and it might mean the dream is over.
Well, look, Ocean Soul doesn't mean
But-
you've won, just guaranteed. But it definitely makes it a lot easier. It depends. Are Freljord going to end the game with Ocean Soul and just be like, okay, we can end, we don't need anything else? Or are they going to go to the Baron and then push the side lanes and give Streamer a bit more time to finally get to these fabled, like, points in their champions kits? Are they going to get to the smolder stacks? Are they going to get to level 16 casting?
Smolder's
almost
currently
there.
at 214, and I think it's a bit late. I think they needed it before this Drake, and
Yeah,
I am really hoping for the Shurima team that they find a way to prolong this game. But if they don't find a way soon, there is no way because the game will be over. So what
yeah, he's going
what
double
is-
tier item. Very interesting build. He's got. It's just the mana stacking.
But mana is stacking without the shield from Archangels into this enemy comp. I think I would have gone Archangels before the Muramana. Don't you think?
Yeah, probably. I feel like waiting then to go in is a bit interesting. Yeah, this is the issue. Any trade you do now in the side lane, they're going to have that Ocean Soul. They're going to heal up so much. So here's something they could be doing on the side of Shroom right now. Both of their solo laners have TP. What's some way to extend the game, getting a kill on someone? Okay, forget that. They don't care about the side lane. They're going straight in. Already, the Jax is dead.
That's a lot of damage from the Smoller, but it doesn't seem to do anything because this Wukong is just that tanky. They're gonna push out this mid wave and then take Baron. And the main concern on this Shurima team, once they get Baron, they can't get onto this Jinx. They can't get onto the Syndra. and they cannot kill the Scion.
Let's be honest, like, it is a little bit doomed. Like, what are they going to do? Like, yes, they've hit their points, but they've lost such a massive amount of gold in the process of doing so that it doesn't matter anymore. A 9k gold lead at minute 25 is a bit much to be able to contest with, even if your
I think
champions do scale.
I think the only way that Shurima can win this game is if randomly Capybara's computer turns off, dies, and the enemy team has to FF this game. I don't see another way of them getting back. So I'm not gonna like predict it, yeah. But if you're in the part of the Shurima fandom, start doing it. Start praying.
Yeah, well, already the Jax has been knocked up. He hasn't died from this though. He's sadly Smolder couldn't get over the wall.
As at this point, I don't even think that crashing Capybara's PC is enough.
I will say they're giving Shurima time here. They don't seem to be trying to end this as soon as possible. But maybe this is what they're doing now. This is their time where they're going to just run it down bot lane and try and get this end. There shouldn't really be any way that this is stopped.
Yeah, just being able to siege this, having the Scion TP in also. It should just be game. As we see that Kassadin's trying to kill the minions, but there's still a cannon. There's still 2 cannons in this base. And
it does seem that they've managed to actually hold off. Can they wait until someone backs and then fight afterwards? Probably not.
I mean, this is the best case scenario for Shurima.
Like, at this point, if I'm Shurima, there's only one way you're coming back into this game. You need to get Elder. If Elder goes, that's it. And to be honest, even if you get Elder, there's no guarantee you win after that.
As our beautiful Scotsman just told in our ears, that 4 out of 5 from the Freljord team have not died a single time this game, with both deaths on this support. And as a support main, I'm not gonna blame you for those 2 deaths because they must have been for the greater good of the team. There's no other way. But again, we see the Smolder trying to deal damage to this full tank Scion, but they just don't have it. We see a flash engage from this Jax, but they just blow up everyone else. There's nothing left.
Yep, add another death onto the Nami's total is the best we can do at this point. Just I don't know, like...
This Jinx being 4.5 items, 10 and 0, just being that strong on this Jinx. Having the range, having the damage, I don't see a way. Having the wave, having everything. I think they just walk it down and just end. As the minions get killed, so they don't have means to end at this moment. Do they have the damage with the Scion tanking it? I don't think so. As I think that the best thing for this Freljord team to do is to back off and go for this Elder.
Thing is, this Wukong is having to back. Is this the opportunity they're looking for, though?
Are they going to Fnatic
No,
push
don't
them?
walk into the bush, Monty! And he's gone!
And there's no more Monty. The Jinx passive getting pro, but they're baiting the Murmur. Murmur's dead.
Another one of Freljord has fallen.
As we see Frail going on the back line, killing the Jinx!
Okay. They have
Scoop, it's
scaled.
alive.
They're
scaling, they're doing stuff! But
okay,
can
but
they
Sion
kill
does not
this
want to
Ion?
die.
As it looks like they can.
Look,
And it's starting.
Alki could have stayed, but he doesn't want to join the Death Club. He is happy in his 0 deaths.
But there's 2 super minions hitting the base. So someone has to base. And currently, it's only... actually, Bunty's back. So, it's fine. But as we're going to see a fight for Drake. But can Freljord team get back in? They don't have teleports up. And I think it must... Unless Alki can smite, like steal it. It's just Elder for this side of Shurima.
Well, the thing
As
is,
Alki is walking in.
this Wukong
Darcy
is
seeing
here.
him. But Wukong is just killing Kassadin.
Is going to
And they're
come
just
down to
killing
a fight.
everyone. As the smite
it's been
gets stolen by
stolen.
Alki. And the
Well,
entire
let's-
team gets wiped. Sion TP's in.
Yeah.
And that's game 2.
But let's be honest, even if they had got this Elder Smite there, it would not have meant anything.
No,
It-
because the
they
rest
were.
of the... Oh, I have to sit back straight. Oh. As we see the Nexus getting killed, getting destroyed, and this game 2 going to Freljord. And that is what we predicted at the start. That this early game and this middle game, the mid game, went into the direction for this Freljord team, and that there was no coming back for Shurima. And Gekno, what's your opinion on this game? What are you going to expect for game 3?
Let's be honest, they lost it in draft. They picked so many late game scaling and with nothing to actually kind of bridge the gap between early and late game. Like having a Castan in your comp's fine, having a Smolder in your comp is fine. But having a Castan Smolder in your comp with also a Jax jungle, and you're just like, okay, so who there is going to make it so you can play the early game? Like like we said, the only way that they were going to be able to do that is, let's say they had, I don't know, they need the Kled to pop off, and it's unfair to put it on Spoonbid to say that he needed to carry, but that was the only way that game was not going to end the way it did.
Yeah, and like the little bit of faith the Shurima team got back at the end, it wasn't enough. Because having that Jinx be that fed, there was nothing stopping it. So what are we looking forward to in Game 3 for champion-wise? Even though we don't exactly know the players' preferred picks, what kind of matchup do you want to see anyways?
Look, at this point, let's get something, like if you're a Shurima fan and you want to see Shurima have a chance in this game, you need to make sure that this top lane of Freljord is not on something safe, like the Siren or the Ornn or something like that. If you can get him off those champions and make top lane a bit more volatile, maybe that's your best chance. Give top lane a bit more of a chance to get into this game and grab a lead. That may mean sacrificing some of the bans towards the mid laner and ADC, because if I was Freljord right now, I'd be looking to get that top side on an Ornn where, let's be honest, you're not that punishable.
For sure.
And then all of a sudden...
And playing that weak side. But we'll continue discussing, we'll continue thinking about the draft, and we'll see you guys after the break. And welcome
Okay.
back to Runeterra Rising Game 3.
Yes.
And
Well,
in the break, what have you been doing, Gekno?
I've been just sat here. Let's be honest. Like I did nothing.
No preparation, no doing research. That's how I like my casters. I did
look,
the exact same.
I've looked. I looked at the Orbital GG, and look, there's going to be a Caitlyn pick if it's not banned. I imagine it's probably not going to be banned. I imagine Munchie's going to pick it. You're going to probably end up with something like, oh no, Caitlyn, oh no, Morgana. Let's throw it back. Let's get an old pairing out.
Okay.
Just something weird. Like, it's not going to be that. Let's be honest. It'll be probably Caitlyn and then something else. Maybe even some Engage. Get a Nautilus in.
Ooh, I do love myself some Nautilus. But I have done the exact same as you have done in this time between games. But if I'm looking at these two teams, I am seeing the Caitlyn. I am also seeing the Kai'Sa and the Corki still being open. So instead of going for this scaling bot lane, we might see a very aggressive bot lane, which is my preferred bot lane. But we'll have to see.
I think that's what Freljord would want. I think if you're looking at a streamer, you don't want an aggressive bot lane. You want all that aggressiveness and all the prior on the map to be going towards top lane. You want Stupid to be able to kind of carry you through this. Not saying the others can't do it, but I think that's probably where the biggest discrepancy is. And I think you got to give it to, who'd you call it? The enemy top laner. Like, fair play.
Asura.
Yeah, sorry. Asura. You got to give them props because they actually didn't just die when they were against the Kled as Sion, which is the biggest thing. If they gave that lead over to Sion, that game becomes a lot more open. But instead, he sat back, didn't let himself get caught out. There was like one little bit in the early game where they almost got killed. But other than that, it's just a clean game.
And if we're looking at other champions besides the AD, I've heard a lot of stories about Alki's Poppy, and his champion pool is getting slightly narrowed down in this jungle position. And like the only two junglers I've seen him play that are left is Poppy Jarvan. So
Which one do you have out of that too? Like you
really
grab
depends on
Poppy,
enemy
no?
draft. Really depends on enemy draft.
Let's say,
but as a Poppy support player, I do prefer the Poppy.
like, I think for simplicity's sake, Jarvan is great. But if you're better at the Poppy and that's like your champ on jungle, just get out. Let's be honest, jungle doesn't, like, the matchup in jungle doesn't matter as much. But that means that they have a bit more of like, oh, I can just play this champ. It's like, someone like the Lilia, yes, you got to be careful about the team comp you're playing against. But for something like that, I think you can just pick it. I think Poppy will always have a place in a comp.
Yeah, for sure. And if we're thinking also, like, for the Shuriman, I think going this Corki in the enemy, like, having that Corki, having Monty play something that might go and just win them the game is crazy. Especially because I think the Caitlyn is still going to get banned.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It was Shurima that's been banning it. So will it be banned, or will they decide they want it? I guess we'll see.
As we see the Mel ban.
There you go. It opens them up to get that Caitlyn.
Yeah. Having that first pick on Shurima, does it mean that Freljord is going to ban it, or do they leave the Caitlyn open?
Thing we just got to wait and see. Hopefully, we don't get spoiled with the draft again. Actually, I don't know. Don't actually spoil it. Give us a bit of a hand with discussing drafts. Go on, give us a little flash.
Well, if you like any champion, what champion would it be? that you want to see? I just do see the Caitlyn man.
Wasp and Caitlyn's gone. They was always going to be banned. Like, let's be honest, like, they should be picking some sort of ADC here. Maybe the Corki is the right idea, but then do you want them to have the Kai'Sa and they can play more aggressive? You can end up looking at, like, a Kai'Sa Nautilus, although the Zin's been let through, and all of a sudden, actually, that is... If this is actually a champion they play, and they aren't just picking it because of, like, what do you call it? Like,
As I'm looking at,
really,
at the OPGG, he has played a lot of Zinzao games.
in that case, it's great. And then all of a sudden, the ball lane comes out, Yunara and Lulu comes out instantly. Not a lot of mobility there. We're going to see something that punishes that. Like, maybe not this team would do it, but, like, I don't know, a full AP Malphite sounds lovely right now.
I mean, having that Yunara Lulu, you could opt into the Corki. As we see Corki.
I think that's what they're going to do. So what are they going to pick with it? You reckon they're going to go for more engaged support here? Because I realistically they should be picking support.
Knowing Midnight Sun's champion pool, I think they'll play more of an enchanter with the Corki. As we see the Soraka being locked in.
Let's Soraka, okay.
That big of a fan of. I prefer looking in like a Nautilus, but I can see it working with the Soraka.
Yes, it's a decision. Like if that's comfort, that's comfort. But I'll get back into camera, but actually, and then here's the Poppy. Okay, so yeah, so we've had both bot lanes and we've had the jungles pick. Like, although yes, the Poppy is a flex, let's be honest, it's probably going towards that jungle. The Vladimir ban going towards mid again, so Rel's chapel is going a little bit thinner. Obviously, no casting, no Vlad.
And I like a lot more balanced team fights, like team comps in this current game.
Yes. Now this is the thing. Looking at Frauengold's team comp at the moment, if I was Lundy's team, I'd be looking at, okay, what's going to make it hard for me to play? And I'm not gonna lie, they're just going a front to back team fight at the moment. What's going to pair really well with that? Probably the Ornn. Is there anything in mid lane that you could just ban and then there not be just an exact same like pick again? Not really. They're gonna pan the Ahri. Like, yeah, makes sense. It works well and it's front to back. But I really think they can get rid of this Ornn because,
especially with the Freljord team having the last pick. What are they going to use it on? Are they going to use it on the top lane, or are they going to use it on the mid lane again?
it could be the mid lane here, to be honest. But the thing is, they won't need the thing. If one's left open, I can see an one getting slammed right now on R4. Oh wait,
That's
quickly,
what-
put your bets in. I am putting everything I've got into the Shuriman. Let's
Me
go,
too.
Shriver.
I voted 0. I can't vote shit.
Gragas top.
Okay.
Okay, I was not thinking it was going to be the Gragas coming in instead. To be fair, not very
You
easy
see
to
the Gragas
punish.
into and the Hwei lock in instantly.
Okay, although I'd say Spoopert is a very big part of this team and you want him on something a bit more aggressive in lane, this team needs attack, this team needs some front line.
I mean, having that front line is fine, but I've seen Spoopert play a lot of other top laners also. And maybe going back to what they did in game 1, having someone who just split pushes could be also crazy, like the Trundle. Maybe even if we look at his OPGG, something like a Yorick. He's played it before, and it might be what they're going to look in.
It is the York.
Having the Yorick into the Gragas, you as a top laner, what would you find for that matchup?
So I don't play York or Gragas. But
Shit.
I'm gonna be honest, York is a pain in the ass. And does Gragas beat him? No. So, yeah, they're going to have an issue in this late game, and you're going to hope that the mid lane pick here has some sort of side lane presence so they can hopefully do the matching.
As we
The
see the Victor.
That's going to be able to clear the waves, and that's a big one. The thing is that what I don't like here, if I'm looking, like, I'm not too sure which comp I'd rather have, to be honest. Like, I think, let's be honest, like, blue side is going to play as a 4-1. York shouldn't be in the fights. And then you're just going to poke with the Corki the way, but it's not really easy disengage of them. Whereas the other team, again, doesn't really have the best engage. Like, yes, they got a Gragas barrel, but that can be as detrimental to your team as it's beneficial.
But having that Poppy, I think just making sure that walking anywhere near a wall could be fatal. I think that might be like winning a team fight. But at the same time, having this Zinza with the immunity, having this Hui with the 20,000 range, having this Corki with the poke on ult, you like the team fights will be decided by either who can take the area first or who can play the team fight better.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. This isn't a team fight draft. This is not a 5v5 draft. It is a 4v1. And the Yorick should be able to force the other team to make it also a 4v1. The question is, who is that one that they're going to send into the Yorick? It should probably be Gragas, right? Like, who would you rather have in the fight? Would you rather have your Victor in the fight, or would you rather have a Gragas in the fight? I think most people would probably turn around and go, yeah, the Gragas is a bit less important to a team fight than the Victor.
For sure, but having that Gragas with the engage, it could even be just the E flash. Having that on the ready is maybe enough to win the team fight.
Yeah, and this game's going to be interesting, and it's going to be completely down to how good each of these teams respects the York in the side lane or play around the York in the side lane. Okay, the game's already started.
As we see the 5-man fist bump going out for Team Shurima, I think that will just give them the mental lead instantly.
True, okay. We got some mana flow bands in the mid lane going. So again, both junglers are pathing to bot lane. And to be honest, I feel like this lane with the pride could go either way. Mid lane, similarly, I think realistically, like, okay, already the poke is coming in. I think that benefits the side with the Striker on.
For sure, but with both of these junglers heading towards bot, we could see a fight at level 3. At level 3, and if you see these 3v3s, what side do you prefer at level 3?
We're going to have to wait till level 3 to get a fight. Monty's already having to burn his flash. But yeah, so in a 3v3 fight, I think it's very hard to underestimate the power that Xin Zhao has. Xin is just such an important champ in that 3v3 that what he does is very, very important. They need to jump on the Yanara, they need to pop her.
Hitting those Qs for the free healing also.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. This is the thing with Striker lanes. Like, you can poke them out, but if you let the Striker hit you and get that healing done, it doesn't really mean much. Well, yeah, look at Corki. He's already back to 4 HP.
What the hell?
He's 10 CS up at the moment. The Striker isn't even low herself. Yeah, and that's the thing. So, if bot lane is going like this, and they can just weather out the storm, it'll be fine. Like, the main thing is just getting into this part of the game where your side lane can just kind of just win the game for you and just force them to respect you on every single occasion. Burning TPs to go to fights, etc. The one benefit is this Gragas has gone TP. He hasn't gone for some sort of combat summoner in top lane, which means that he can TP around the map a lot more than, let's say, if he just unlocked the TP later on. But Victor also has TP, so that's going to mean that he can also react a little bit better, and it's not as much of an issue.
And as there's no kills, you just see the slightest gold lead going around for all of these laners. And we see a gank going on, but the EQ just fears this Poppy and makes sure there's no fatalities in the mid lane.
Yeah, I saw it's lovely. Zin's out. He's doing a lot of damage here, and they're going to look to go back in. Momo's going to have to flash.
Burned.
So this is a very nice part of this matchup, right? The Yorick puts you in the baby cage, doesn't let you out. He's come to slap you on the back of the head with your shovel, and you can just be out. It's not quite like a Mundo that gets stuck there and can't get out, or like a Vladimir who actually gets stuck even if he's in his vault. Drags can just leave. He's not refined. He can get out.
Yeah, and being able to escape that cage is very nice for during team fights, for during laning phase.
Sorry, your mic. I can't quite hear what you're saying.
Sorry. It's not free to get out of the cage. You still use your mobility. As we see another EQ from this Hui, just negating whatever this Poppy is trying to do.
Yep, well, this is sadly part of it. The Poppy can be a way of engaging, but as long as the Hui there and he has his EQ, she'll be turning back around and not being the one to engage. Yeah, the gold is surprisingly actually 400 up on the blue side. Must have been just a plating, or it's just going to be waves coming back and forward. The CS isn't looking massively different, other than the bot lane, actually. I guess with the Soraka, you're allowing yourself to get hit by a bit more hope to get the CS, whereas, because you know, you're getting your HP back. It's not a worry. And they're actually getting first Drake on blue. This is great.
Yeah, as you expected, with that Xin Zhao at level 3, having that like slightly more prio, they can just take this Drake.
I am interested to see when is this Maiden coming up. He's got the Maiden. Is he going to wait for this Gragas to make a full retool and then just summon her, try and get as many planes as possible? A lot of Yoriks will just summon it instantly just to see if they can just have the extra damage in lane. But it seems like Stupid maybe has a bit more hours in the jab than just someone just picking it up. We are already seeing a CS difference in the jungle as well. Is this Poppy coming top? The Poppy is coming top. The Gragas ult comes out, knocks the Yorick back in. Forcing the flash on the Gragas though. And the flash on the Yorick. Just a flash for flash trade there. Both ults getting popped. Obviously the Yorick ult actually being a bit more useful after just popping it. And I don't think this is too terrible.
Yeah, and having the flash pop on the Gragas is slightly less important because of the dash on E. But having the extra mobility on this Yorick is just so important because any CC will just make sure you're dead at this point if you can't get out of it.
Yes, 100%. The only thing is does Gragas have the damage to kill him in lane? He is going AT. He's got his lost jab. He's building AP. So is he going to be able to do the damage? without the Yorick just sustaining through his Q.
As we see 4 top for this blue side, going for this.
And they're going to
for the
get
grubbies.
grubs. Like, all I'm going to say is what you don't want to do is give Yorick grubs. Like, he is going to absolutely destroy the side lanes. Like, he already was, but this is just going to make it a little bit worse. Mundy is by himself in the bot lane, and he's fine. He's vibing.
Yeah, he's doing exactly what he's supposed to do in this situation. You don't get the farm, you don't get everything you want, but as long as you're playing as safe as possible, and your team can get stuff on the other side of the map, it's perfect.
Yeah, they're doing fine. Monty's back up to full HP. Sirac has come back from a little wander, a little adventure, and clicked 2 buttons, and he's back to full. Oh, the Gragasol goes out. Doesn't hit anything other than the Maiden.
As we call that the JP special, throwing your Gragasol and missing it completely. As we see Poppy in the bot lane.
Oh,
Can they
he
kill?
got the interrupt. The flash is interesting there. The Soraka doesn't care. She's going over, trying to heal him off. And it's going to lead to 2 kills going over. Do you reckon it was worth them flashing in to potentially carry on that fight?
Mm-hmm. Sorry, just taking a bite of my food.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, do you think it was worth for them to flash in there to try and, like, jump into the Yanara and Lulu? I feel like they just burned all
flashing
4 of their
out
summoners there.
wouldn't have helped either. So for Monty, he had to flash in to at least try and take something.
Or just don't flash at all. Save your summoners if the play's already doomed.
Yeah, for
like,
sure. That's also possible. And having this big gold lead on the bot lane at this moment. It's a 1.1k gold lead just on this bot lane.
It is worrisome. Like, again, this is kind of how it's been this game and last game. The bot lane gets ahead and then they play through it. Although it's slightly different this game. The first drink's gone over. The second, the grubs have gone over. Like, although, again, they're fighting bot lane. The Poppy has just caught this Soraka out. Although it does seem that she may... No, she's dead. Although Zin's going in. Yeah, maybe shouldn't have gone in there.
Masterclass at this point.
Yeah, this does seem a bit not great. A 67 millisecond smite reaction, that's insane.
We should have just ignored it. Now the people are gonna spam it in chat again.
Oh fuck! I didn't even think of it.
Come on, Gekno.
Oh no! Oh, I didn't. Okay, I'm sorry. My brain's not as rotted.
No worries.
Juba, can we get a timeout and everyone in chat that says 6-7?
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
Make it 67 seconds of timeout.
I was more thinking 67 days.
That's also fine. As we see the Drake going over to the red side, what is the next objective we're going to play for? As, for example, Freljord.
Well, that's the thing. It's going to be this Riftbound coming up. Is Freljord going to just go and take it? It depends. Are you going to rotate your bot lane up? Like, if you're fighting with your middle, top, and jungle versus their middle, top, and jungle, it's not as big of a difference.
Especially since the only reason this Poppy is ahead in farm is the 2 kills.
Well, yeah, 100%. Like the gold is purely because of kills. If you're talking about camps, she hasn't even completed the jungle item yet. She's still sat on that one. Okay, the Victor's being played on. The ult from how he comes out. Zinzao was just absolutely slapping his cheeks. And I think that should be the kill.
For sure. And as we see a lot of damage, a lot of influence at least from this Zinzao. And it was a bit unlucky that he died on the bot lane. But otherwise he was doing great. Having that Sundered Sky finished already, dealing that so much damage and so much extra healing.
Oh yeah. Center definitely turned into Macron, whoever that is.
The president of France. Why the hell am I the president of France suddenly?
I don't know, that's what chat's saying. Chat's always right. Except for when they say 6-7,
That's
then they
Uncle
need a
Isma,
timeout.
bro. Uncle Isma is 72, bro. Chill out.
Yeah, like all of a sudden the gold gap has just shrunk a little bit. It was looking quite worrisome for a little bit. It's back down below 1k. Although that's the flash
Yunara
being
ulting
pushed out.
in.
Double flashes. That is going to hurt. The Poppy surely is looking at bot lane now as like the prime destination for our next gang. Well, actually, why leave? Just stay there.
Just take as much as you can on this bot lane. You force the enemy bot lane off, so it's free.
This looks like it may be first tower. They traded it back and got themselves the Rift Held. So maybe there's a chance that Zinzao just runs top here, puts the Rift Held down, and they can claim first tower. But it seems like they're going to save it. I can't quite see with the view we have here. But his middling tower, 3 or 2 platings there.
3.
Okay, the Zin's fine here.
As you see, Herald
Victor
going out on top,
top.
and that might just be top tower.
That will be top tower. I think he has to get inside. It doesn't feel right if you're not the one driving.
For sure.
It's looking a bit dangerous. I know the Soraka can heal you, but not quite that quickly. Although this Corki is just loving life here. The dash has been cancelled from the Poppy.
As we see Yorick drifting the Herald. Where is he going? He's going all the way to mid tier 1.
And he's got it, and he's coming to join the fight. Never mind, he's going back to tower. I respect. Okay, never mind, he is coming to the fight.
It's so confusing to me.
They need
As you
to
see
wait
the
for the
TP going
Shidara
out
ult
for
to
the
leave.
Gragas.
That's
As
the flash
Monty does a
from
lot of
Yunara.
damage,
Poppy!
Zinzao does a lot of damage. And Yunaras is getting poked. They get the Drake for
They're a
blue
little
team.
bit...
Gragas ult going in.
Oh,
And they
how
keep-
has Stupid been allowed to leave? Stupid, don't look back, you idiot. You're 1 HP, just... My guy, he's got a death wish. He's got 1 HP and he's like, oh yeah, that sounds like my time to go in.
As we get a 2-for-1 for the red side, but Drake going over to Shurima.
Yeah, like, and also, if we look at the gold here, it's still about, it's a 1 to 2k gold lead. It's surprisingly only that, considering, like, I thought it was actually going to be smaller, especially with after Stupid claiming the top lane tower, then claiming part of mid lane tower. Mid lane's very low now.
Mm-hmm. And this Asura person is just reminding me of my favorite Gragas player out there in the world. Sloppy Walrus. That guy's so good. And then you have my least favorite, is JP.
JP, yeah, I've heard some quite bad things about JP. Like,
Nah, JP's the
doesn't
GOAT,
hit
but,
his
like,
ulti, like, just leaves his teammates to die. Like, not really what you need from your Gragas player.
Yeah, but the main thing that Gragas players have is the vibes. And let's just hope Asura brings the vibes to top lane also.
So, first item out on the top lane, first for both of them, about halfway through their second one, every single person on the map has their first item. Are we going to see a fight anytime soon, or do you reckon this is just going to be them chilling? They've got 3 minutes till Drake. Let's be honest, they're not doing Baron.
I mean, you're saying everyone has first item, but Yunara has 2 items. And having that Fiend Hunter completed on this Yunara is so beneficial. The ult cooldown reduction, the damage the item itself gives is just so much.
It is, and to be honest, is there an easy way for them to get onto Yunara? Not really. Like, Zin's the only one that can make that bit of a gap close. So these fights need to be ones where they poke beforehand with the wave range, with the Corki ultimates and rockets just going in. This is not a thing where they show up to an objective and they just fight, because if that happens, what's going to happen is this Yunara is going to collect her ultimate, Lundu's going to be there buffing her up, and the Yunara is going to be able to rip through the enemy team.
As we see blue team just trying to protect this mid lane tower.
Yep,
Poppy
okay,
finding
Corki's
engage on
been
Monday.
into the wall.
Monty
Monty's
living with
been
the
left-
ult, with the W from Soraka. So much healing on this Sinzao. And the double
And the
TP from
double
blue side.
TP.
Can they kill everyone?
What is going on?
Alki dies, but Yunara's still alive. Yunara's half HP. Can they find a way to get this Yunara? Hui gets the what is it? QE? EQ? EE? I don't know.
And Yunara's dead. Wait, like the double TP has come in, and they've got a positive trade here. They've killed 3.
And it
Oh,
is
it's
a
3 for 3 actually.
It's a 3 for 3, but they get mid turret. And they might get more with a Sora being this low. They won't because Victor walks up.
But what are these damages we're seeing at the above? Is that from just that fight, or is that from like? Okay, that's insane. Both the ADCs doing 6,000 damage or 7,000 damage respectively. Oh god.
You're just baiting them into it, Gekno.
I want them all timed out. If they've got the brain rot and they say it, they deserve it.
As we see Drake up in 30, and a lot of prio on the red side for this Drake, but we see blue side walking in. The main difference is
that's
that
the issue now.
Sora has TP on top lane, and Spoopit doesn't.
This issue is, so blue don't want to start Drake here. They want to just be here. They want to poke. They just want to do that little dance where you're just throwing poke, like what Hui's just done, taking away half of the HP on the Poppy already. And as much as they can poke back, the other blue side has this thing called a Soraka. The poke isn't sticking. The poke will be healed up.
For sure.
This Poppy's just getting lower and lower. And although yes, the York
As
doesn't
Monty's
have a
getting-
TP, he has
the
legs.
Quake
He's just
QE,
walking.
The Rumble ulti on a normal ability is so powerful.
The York just ran. He doesn't care about some sort of TP. He's got legs. He's coming down. And now it's going to be another 5v5, which I was not expecting in this
As
team.
the Poppy
Okay, the
ult
Poppy ult's about.
knocks out Zinzao, and the Yunara is just melting the rest of the team. Poppy dies, but the entire blue side is very low.
It is, but this Soraka is ripping off her arms and legs to get her team back into a healthy situation.
as with Poppy dying, they're just gonna like postpone this Drake fight. As you see, Gragas going in with the E, walking out with the phase rush. And this game being so close with only a 300 gold lead.
But this game is very close, and this is great. This is what you want the game deciding, the series deciding game to be like.
For sure.
Varel has been caught out, but Quay is dead. But you know
Dead,
what?
which means that
Stupid doesn't
Drake
care.
just goes
He's-
over in, and Spoopy just pushing top lane, and this Yorick can just take this tower, I think.
Yep, that top lane tower is gone. The Victor and that Lulu are backing, but it doesn't matter. It's too late. He's taking it. And this is the issue, is that you make it the objective, but the York will just start taking your base if you don't respect him in the side lanes.
For sure, and even when the Hui died, he did 1.8k damage in that team fight. Just having
the Hui is a bit
those
of a-
AoE abilities dealing so much damage, it's so strong.
Yeah, a new meta needs a
And-
timeout for that last comment. What the hell is that?
And I was about to say that Monty is looking very comfortable with his 2.5 items ready. And then I look, and it's an Infinity Edge, and a Kraken, and a Fiend Hunter for this Yunara, and she does so much damage. So, for blue team, it's delete this Yunara the moment this fight starts, or the fight will go wrong.
Yep, that's what needs to
Meanwhile,
happen.
Spoopy just picking all of the free gold up from the side lanes. As we see, maybe an engage going on.
Seems to be fine. Again, but this is what they need to do. They need to play these 4-1s. They need to let
As
this...
Hui gets caught out!
This is not what they need. The
Wait, and
Lulu flashes here.
And it's just a free kill on this Hui.
This is what I'm not liking. You really need to be using this Yorick in the side lane. Dragging them to these team fights all the time isn't going to win you the game.
And I think for Pharrell, he just needs to be more considerate on where the enemy team is, because we knew everyone was near the mid lane, and at that point you can't just walk up that far against a Poppy.
Oh yeah, this Dark Seal at the moment is very it's just a visual thing. It's not doing much. This is the thing, like, if you let this York sit on the side lane and push these towers, you'll end up with towers falling. If you continually drag York into a team fight, it's not going to go well. Like,
For sure, and we have Corky building Collector third, it seems. And Ammo AD item specialist, but isn't Collector supposed to be an earlier item?
I do believe so.
So if you were blue team at this moment, what would you be telling your team? What? Oh, as we see an engage, Monty Flash. But what would you ask for your
big
team?
thing-
As Hui ult goes wide, oh, that feels so bad. A
Well,
Spookit
this is the
going
thing,
in
though,
on the Victor.
Yeah, the
As Victor
Spoofit
just
will just
kills
fall
him.
here. Yeah, the thing is you need, let's say there's an objective up, you need to have, you need to have someone in the opposite lane. So let's say a Baron is up, you want Yorick in that bot lane, dragging someone down. So that, let's say you do die, or they start an objective, if the other person TPs to the fight, all of a sudden you can take the tower. You don't want to be playing on the same side of the map as the objectives when you're trying to split push. Especially not in top lane. Like, if you look at top lane, there is no tier 2 tower to go for.
Yeah.
I will say at this point,
So-
this game isn't looking too great with how it's going. It does seem that Freljord has got the kind of, like, grasp on the game.
Yeah, so I think for blue side, you would have to like do something that is not expected from you. So, as in starting this Baron and hoping you can melt it before red side shows up. And I
That
don't
is what
think
they're
they
gonna
have the
try and do,
DPS
but
to do it.
they do not. They've
And
knocked them
the
out as
Poppy
well.
ult
This is a
ulting
team
two
fight.
people out. It's a 3v5 at this point, and this Yunara is fed as hell. Quay in the backline, but he's just gonna get called
Quay's-
out by the rest of the team.
Quay's tried to assassinate him. Yanara and Poppy are both running off. They haven't got into the wall. The Serakarol comes out, and now all of a sudden the fight has just completely changed position.
But it doesn't matter. This red team is this fed that it just does not seem to matter. As this Victor just walks up anyways, kills them anyways. Poppy goes for the kill in Soraka, and it's a 4v1 in a bit.
Yeah.
3v1. Actually, 3v0. What the hell?
This ain't looking good, Brev.
As we see Baron going over to Freljord, and at this point, they have the items, they have the Baron, and they might just get Soul in 3 minutes. So what can blue team do to stop this red team?
I'm not sure. To be honest, I'm not sure. Like, Blue needs to be split pushing, but this Yorick's came up to too many fights now to where he's not got the gold that they needed.
Yeah, for sure. And like at this point, Yorick can go split push, but they'll just collapse on him. Yorick can go split push, but he can't get through this Gragas. Even though this Gragas is building full AP, he's too tanky. He's too bulky. And at this point, it's just the Freljord show. There's no part of the jungle is part of Shurima anymore.
No, the jungle was not theirs.
As we see them
I
sieging
think
this
this-
bot tier 2.
I think this game is a warning to other teams. If you're playing against this Freljord team, do not give the Poppy over. The Poppy at this current moment is who I'd say the MVP of this game specifically. Like, it's just made everything happen.
I mean, yes, for sure, this Poppy has been very influential, but you cannot ignore Murmur on this Victor, Capybara on this Yunara, and Asura just staying alive on this Gragas.
Yeah.
As
Well,
we see
the whole
TP
team is playing well, don't get
into
me wrong.
top tower. As we see maybe a Hail Mary play from Yorick. As we see Gragas basing, there's no way for them to cancel this base, so it would only be inhib. Unless Yorick can kill the Gragas? Or just ignore him, maybe. As Yorick
Although
is
the-
just
the
taking
Yorick
the base.
And they're
But
gonna have to
Victor
back. This is
Found
the
the
issue.
base. And Yorick will have to flash, and he will die. But it was a close attempt if they could cancel the Victor base.
100%. That was. Look, the base is looking not too great for the side of Beliord. Like,
And this brings us back to what happened in game one and what happened in less in game two, but mostly in game one. At this point, we're that far in the game that the death timers are this long that whatever happens, the game can just end. They might be fucking 10k down, but if you kill the right people at the right time with the right wave states, you can just end. And that's something that
oh,
Freljord needs to consider,
Inara's gone in.
even though they are just obliterating the Shurima team.
Yeah, that is a very good fight to take in mid lane. They're going to go to Drake here. I don't think they need to go to Drake here. I think they could just run it down mid. Potentially look
I
for
think
the
so too, but I
tower.
think they're going
Ignore.
to play it safe. And getting this soul. This Yunara has been absolutely one of the most important parts of their team this entire series, and I'm just hoping to see something happen this game besides the red team just walking down and ending the game.
Well, let's be honest. I think we all know what we're hoping for. We're hoping there's a little bit of distraction and the Yorick finds this time and he's going to just run into the back of the base and just end the game by himself.
That is what we're hoping, yes. But is there a way? Because they don't have a single wave pushed in that far. They don't have a single way of getting there. As we see, big engage on the Victor, but I don't think it's enough damage.
No,
As
they don't have
Poppy's
enough
walking
damage
up.
on it yet.
As we have Baron in 1 minute. Could that 1 minute of time be enough for Yorick to push out this side wave and for blue team to stall as long as possible?
Well, that's the thing. So Victor's already back to get matched, it seems. Victor is the
As we
one
see
to
Yunara
match,
just
although
one-shotting. And that
yeah,
must be
Yunara
game.
is just... Yeah, Yunara's very much just decided the game's over, I'm going in.
Yunara was done with the game. Actually, they don't have minions, but the minion wave is coming. But Quake QE will just clear the wave. So I think the plan for Freljord would just be to force this Baron on spawn.
Yeah, 100%.
But-
Like,
But I don't know if you're seeing what I'm seeing on top lane, Gekno. There's 3 super minions up there. So if the Freljord team does not look at the map, it could happen, and don't kill those minions, they could just do
they're going to
something.
reset. They're going to go to base. They'll kill the wave on the way out. I don't
kill
think
the wave, yeah.
they'll ignore this.
No, they won't.
Yeah, there you go.
sadly.
But it's fine.
I'm just trying,
It's
man.
fine.
I'm trying. I mean, does Yorick win against this Victor? I don't think so, does he?
No, he doesn't. The Victor very much kills him inside lane. I think both of them kill him inside lane now.
Well, yeah. Like, the only thing I can still see happening is some kind of base race somehow. But it's always Freljord favored. As this gold lead is dwindling down harder and harder as long as the minutes go down. And Yorick is not as influential in these side lanes as blue team had wanted. Having this Gragas be unkillable, having this Victor just like keep you at range, just makes it that a Yorick can't push these waves.
Yeah, no, Yorick's very much struggling. He's not been able to do what he's supposed to do. And slowly but surely, Freljord will just push down these side towers, pick up every single inhibitor, and probably just walk into the base. The thing is, they're probably just waiting for the Yanara's flash to come up, and then just instantly just end it.
Yeah, just like they did last fight. Just walk up as Yunara, press ult, one tap the Corki, one tap the Hui, and just end the game.
Yeah, but the Hui needs to be holding his fear. If he manages to fear them when they try to do that engage, then all of a sudden it cancels it.
As this Victor poke is starting to deal a lot of damage. And all blue team can do is just poke the minions, hope they die, and make sure they can't force the end. As you see, Yonara just dealing that much damage, the Lulu shielding, doing that much shielding. At the same time, there's a massive mid wave, and they can just migrate to both of these towers. They've already taken top tower, and now they're just taking mid tower for free.
Yep, you really
Yorick
need this
moving to
poke
this
to
mid
come
tower,
down.
and I think red team's gonna base for Elder.
Yeah. Well, look at the Yanara. She's still on map. She's looking for that last bit of gold, probably to finish off her next item.
The BT. And
Or more
as we
just because
see,
she doesn't need
them
back. And then all
all
of a sudden the
walking
puppy
as
gets
a
the
good
catch.
flash. But it doesn't
Let's be
matter
honest,
now.
this is game.
There's so much damage from this red side. There's so much engage from this red side that there's nothing stopping them from just ending the
Yorick,
game.
quickly, TP to the base. Yeah,
Yorick,
that's game.
press your button that deletes all towers. Oh wait. And will they go for the BM kill on Spoopid? They definitely will. As we see Freljord ending this game and winning the team and winning this game. Oh, I have to stand up now. Oh. And winning this game 2-1. Gekno, what do we think?
I'm gonna be honest, I just think Freljord was a lot more clean. The bot lane was very effective from Freljord as well. Don't get me wrong, Murmur also played his part, but I think every game that I saw, aka game 2 and 3, the bot lane, just in every fight, you have to keep all your eyes on them, because if you looked away for a second, you were dead.
For sure. And if you would have to vote a player from each team as MVP, who would be it for each team?
Well, like MVP from Freljord, I'd probably say the ADC. I think it's Caprivar, you said.
Yep.
And then, to be honest, it's kind of hard to say for Shurima. It's very hard to say. Can you get back to me on that? Who would you put?
I mean, for Freljord, I would do the same. I would say that Capybara played a really good game 3, a really good game 2, and was not horrible game 1. But at the same time, having a Sora who's not been the carry, but just being able to survive all this time, not MVP vote, but kudos to him. Just staying the steady top laner who's weak side, it's a hard job, and not everyone can manage it. So I would say Capybara for Freljord, and I think for the Shurima team, I think Monty did a lot of good work in game 1. He and the Seraphine were, in my opinion, the reason they really stomped that game. But at the same time, Spoopit also really performed in game 1. So I also can't give an exact answer as MVP for the Shurima team, but I think it should be Monty.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I didn't see game 1, so I didn't see what kind of pushed them to that win. I will say, yeah, Monty did do a lot of damage in these fights, like as an ADC. So we'll give it to Monty on this.
And as we have finished this game, we will also know who's playing the next matches. Am I correct, production? We'll get that in a few seconds. As I want some opinions from chat. I see a lot of people in chat talking, and what do we think of this series? Meta, for example. What do you think of this series?
Meta's gone. He's had enough.
Aye. Happens. No, but Murmur said, I think this Murmur fella should get MVP personally. Meta went not close. So, I mean, did Meta watch game 1? And he's also saying ban Poppy perma against this guy. And I do think that is one of his best champions in the jungle on Alki.
Yeah.
And Gekno, as I'm Shurima lower, we've just seen Shurima middle. When is Shurima upper playing?
We're still trying to figure out. Scheduling's been difficult. Upper's had some changes recently, right, with the players. So we will see.
Okay.
We will see.
Don't let us down, man. You got this.
Oh, I am running it down. I'm gonna first time Kazakh's top lane. Like,
Wait,
they're not
you
gonna
too?
know what happened.
Yeah, I've been cooking some
Hey,
supports, and I don't think this lower bracket is gonna expect any of these supports. And especially now I know who I'm playing against next week. I mean, as we can see in the predictions right now, we have in the middle bracket, it's Piltover versus the winner of DFX versus Rift Herald, which is Ionia versus Void. We have Zon versus Freljord again. We have Demacia versus the loser of the match. And then we have Noxus versus Shi'lo, the Shuriman team. Out of these matchups, Gekno, which one are you most excited for?
Look, I'm just gonna say Shi'lo. Like, end of the day, it's a Shuriman team. Backing up Shurimans.
Yes, same. And if I have to choose a different middle bracket team that I'm looking forward to seeing, it's the Ionia team tomorrow. They have my GOAT Meta in the top lane. He had a rough start of at least a rough end of the draft. Didn't really get what he wanted, but as we look at the standings after this match, it's still Piltover on top, Zon second, Freljord third, and Shurima also fourth. And
Keep in mind that
You
Void
can-
and Ionia have only played one game each.
for sure, but you can see a big gap between the regions already, even though they've played either 1 or 2 games, but there's a big like difference in the amount of games, at least points had.
Yeah,
And
I think
at the same time,
we'll see more coming soon.
And Tuba, can we get the lower matchups also? Oh, never mind. And for lower, let me just quickly check where in the Discord, in the calendar. Cup updates. So for round 2 in lower, it's Absolute Shurima versus Heimer Ding Dong, which is going to be a banger, a big show. And especially if you're a fan of the Shuriman teams, come watch. It will be demolishing. This Piltover team, in my opinion, has 1 or 2 good players, and one of them is like a grandpa. One of them is like ancient. So should be fine. Should be doable. Then the other brackets is Freljord versus Zon, and then we have Demacia versus Aeonia and Void versus Noxus in lower. And with that, I think I've said all I wanted to say about this game. I've said all I wanted to say about the next game. Gekno, any last words?
Look, we got 2 games happening tomorrow as well. Ionia versus Void and Noxus versus Ionia. So Ionia's going to be putting up 2 more games. So you may see some Ionia just launch themselves up the leaderboard.
We might not. And that's the best part about this tournament. And then I'll give the final words to Tuba. Do you have anything else to say?
He wasn't prepared.
He was not prepared. I think we
Why are you
killed
doing
Tuba.
this, Dan?
My bad. I'm sorry. I think we lost Tuba. He is alive, but he'll need some time to prepare. Let me check. Anything else happening in the draft? Aussie getting 6k channel points. Meta saying Kvit clears. I don't know about that, but it's fine. We'll have to hear from the rest. What do you think? Who's gonna win the Ionia versus Void matchup tomorrow, Gekno?
I'm not sure which bracket this is that's playing. That's the issue.
Middle.
I don't know.
It's
I don't know
middle
anything
bracket.
about either of those teams.
It's
No idea. I'm looking forward to the Noxus versus Ionia matchup though. Look, I'm all up. I want to see what's. Oh,
well, we'll
teaser
see
incoming.
a teaser for that right now.
The gameplay curse, V-Ray on set, bet you setting no tone. 45% win rate, yeah, you fighting alone. It looks like you cute with a pussycat name. You play for KDA, we play for the game. Talon? Car? Can you take a fight? Noxus hit mid-game, yeah, it's good night. I'm Feroz, showing up late to the show. Like it's a mirror S, yeah, too slow. Ionia fools every time we engage.
Noxus, we control this stage.